Good evening, Tucker sports fans. It's the Swanton Welding pregame show with your host, Scott Barrett.
Welcome to the regional semifinal. Coach Casey Muller and I sit down to talk about Oak Harbor, a great challenge and a good opportunity for Liberty Center. Welcome to another edition on the 50 with Coach Casey Muller. And Coach Casey Muller, you're 12-0, and you had a very interesting opponent on Friday that created a lot of different looks and a lot of different athletes. And I wanted you to go back. I know you're looking forward to Oak Harbor, which is going to be one heck of a challenge, but I thought Liberty Benton presented a lot of different things for you, and Scott Garlock, very creative on offense. And Cliff Height kind of told us coming to the game, you're going to get some looks with some good athletes. Talk about, as you look back on Liberty Benton, some of the things you took away that were pleasing to you.
Most pleasing is how well our defense played. We gave up a few plays here and there, but I thought when our backs were against the wall, our guys made the plays they needed to make.
And not many big explosive plays. You
No.
kept the lid on that.
We really, I thought, put the clamps on both Elkert kids, really. They weren't able to get the big plays, explosive plays. And then offensively, we got things figured out. It was, you look at 35 points, and a couple of them were late, but we did enough to get points on the board and put ourselves in good position. But I think the story was our defense and how well, they rose to the occasion when they needed to. And we really took away, I think, a lot of what they wanted to do and maybe played them a little bit. They forced them to play a little bit left-handed as far as what they could do offensively. So that's just a credit to our kids really executing the game plan very well and the defensive coaching staff putting together a great game plan and then calling a great game. I thought just about every situation we were in the right defense we needed to be in.
It looked like you got real primal in that second half. A lot of 4-5 powers, a lot of toss powered stuff, and it just looked real old school. And physically, the blocking was so good, the precision was so good on those plays that you just kind of stayed with it. I remember an era where Rex would call 9 straight 35 powers. It kind of looked like that a little bit. I'm sure there was a different vibe going with you because you think of things same hole, different formations, and where Rex just pounded it down your throat. But it kind of looked that way, and you really executed well late in that game.
Yeah, I think part of that was we started to wear them down a little bit, and that's a little bit of our philosophy is just early on things aren't going to look great sometimes. But if you just keep working it and working it and working it, you start to wear them down and just wait for them to make a mistake. And that's kind of what happened. And I thought Whalen, got stronger as the game went on. Garrison made some big plays in the run game on a couple of reverses that we ran. And that was something we saw on film. Columbus Grove had some success, and we thought we could do that too. And it worked out for the best.
Well, certainly a great defensive effort. You're the best scoring defense in Division 5, understanding not everybody plays the same schedule. But regardless, that just shows that your defense has been, quite frankly, this particular edition of Liberty Center, I think the defense has been the leader. I know that you're a OC now, but quite frankly, your heart always has lied on the defensive end of the ball. And Matt Bryan and that staff has been outstanding all year on defense.
Oh, absolutely. We get, a defensive score and I think we ended up getting 5 turnovers or something like that, and it was just a great game all the way around. Our guys just executed really well.
A couple of other comments, then we'll move on to Oak Harbor. It really felt like, when I watch your team play in particular on defense, which is kind of an orientation I enjoy myself, the discipline, the key reading, your cornerbacks were right on time. You had Thomas Moeller making plays back there, Blake Garber. I mean, they were all making plays in the pass game. Your front 7 making plays in the run game. There wasn't a lot of, I would imagine the grades on this game in terms of responsibilities, the scheme, execution, they got to be very high.
Yeah, and, we watch film and nitpick a little bit, but, we never really got beat deep, which is, kind of first and foremost in the secondary. We got to keep a lid on things. Our corners did a great job of squeezing verticals, staying on top of routes. And Liberty Benton really worked in between the hashes, probably more than any team we've seen.
They did.
If you go back and watch our film, we don't have a lot of pass attempts on the year between the hashes, beyond 10 yards. And we knew they were going to look to get the Elkert kid. I thought our snipers did a great job of staying with those slot receivers, and I thought Thomas did a really nice job of keeping everything in front of him, and he made a couple plays on the ball that prevented big plays that I think Liberty Benton was accustomed to getting, and the Elkert kid could go up and make those plays, and we were in position to make those plays, and we made them.
You know, you look at the film when we did. I mean, certainly Thomas deserves credit for keeping things in order, and we talk about that every week. He did make a couple plays, but you had guys there too. Thomas makes the play, but really Garber's there trailing, and getting support from all of your defensive backfield. That has been a real strength, and I don't want to say hidden strength, Case, but because your linebackers are good and your defensive line's good. But I think those defensive backs really showed up this week.
Well, yeah, and probably what people don't understand is the preparation during the week is the key. And our scout team was phenomenal this week. We had 2 freshman kids that kind of alternated being the Elkert kid.
Yeah.
And it was Isaiah Baden-Hopp and Tatum Murdoch, both very good athletes with really good ball skills, which is what we wanted. And they don't have his size, but they just kind of alternated plays and moved him around all over the place, so we had to know where he was. Mason Smith is another kid that simulated number 18 because of his size, and we had kids really do a great job of buying into, I got to play this spot on scout team, and it really makes it difficult on our defense and stresses them, and we're running plays over and doing it again a lot of times during the weeks, and then in the game, we've got it down pat, and it's really that preparation, not only from the defense, but from our scout team guys as well.
All the good things that came from that game, and if you rewatched it, what you did, and certainly a lot of fans did, because it was actually kind of an interesting game, certainly in the first 3 quarters, but not to be negative, because that's where I like to live a lot of times as a coach, always trying to find an aggravation. The doggone penalties continue. I know that has been, I know you try to diffuse some of that, but I know your frustration. I see you every time respond to those, and I think we were talking to Spike, and he's like, well, that's our defense, and I'd rather be more aggressive. And I get the mentality, and I love all that, but at some point, it's got to stop, because you're going to get into a game where those 2 15-yard penalties, we had 5 of them or something. Yeah. And again, maybe a couple were gray, Case, but those, and that's been kind of going on, unfortunately, most of this year. You can't be super happy with it.
No, not at all, really. And a lot of it is a byproduct of us being aggressive. And, Stephen Brogan had one where he's just trying to get to the ball, and he get there late. So we got to really hopefully learn from those. And as we move down the trail here, those become more magnified. So we got to eliminate those and really just kind of look at, all right, and you got to do this in a split second. Is what I'm about to do going to help us?
Right.
And hopefully, we get better. But it's an ongoing thing. But I'd rather be over aggressive than not aggressive. So we'll deal with it as we can, and hopefully continue to get better.
Well, certainly watching you guys, I've either coached all of you or coached with you. You could definitely tell it's been a labor. There's this gray area where you like a lot of the aggressive. We all do too. I mean, that's who we are. But man, they come at such inopportune times at times. Like that's the most you hate being off schedule in your offensive play calling, and when you get off rhythm, you're very annoyed by that. Not just at kids, just period. It's aggravating. So I think we're gonna have to, because our offense isn't the same as it maybe was last year and years past, where we're going to score 1 billion points against the best teams. Those penalties could really make a big difference. Regardless, big win against Liberty Benton. They were a good football team, and now we're in the thick of it. Now we get this region. I don't know where Martin RPI has this region, but when you've got Oak Harbor and you've got Milan Edison, you got Liberty Center, and you got Eastwood and Liberty Benton, all these teams are ranked in the top 11 or 12 in this region. Mm-hmm. Not saying that South Range isn't sitting there, or Ironton. We know all about those programs, but this is a tough region, Case, and this is going to be a senior-laden Oak Harbor team ready to erase the memory of last year's dominance that you put on them. Talk about the initial things you see about Oak Harbor.
Well, I think you go back to the end of last year, December, we end our season, and you look at, all right, we got to look at the future here, what's coming. And the first thing you think of is in our region, Oak Harbor's probably going to be the team to beat, because they were so physical last year, they were so good last year, and they have most of those important pieces back, the quarterback, the running back, defensive end, and a couple of other pieces that they were just really good and young last year, and you knew they were going to be good. And when you look at them, they are scary good. they've got the running back and linebacker is just a tough kid. Reminds you of Waylon Rentz. He's a hammer when he runs the ball. He's north and south, and he's got one speed. The quarterback's a tremendous athlete. He can beat you with his legs and his arm. Defensively, he's a great free safety for them, too. He covers a lot of ground. He's athletic, makes plays, tackles. They've got speed on the outside at the receiver spots. And their size up front is big. They're big. They've got some really stout kids. A defensive end who's a two-time All-Ohioan, probably going to be a third. So just got pieces everywhere you want them. And defensively, they're as good as what we've ever seen. They fly to the ball. Mark May, their head coach, has been coaching a long time. He's always had good defenses, fundamentally sound, simple schematically, and just really, buy into what they're doing. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us.
Talk about, you look at them on film, they look really good. They had a good season, and they're also senior laden, I believe. That's great. So a lot of these kids have went through last season, paid a lot of price. You know what that's like when you're paying your dues. When you look at the individual matchups without calling out numbers and names, where is your comfort level at the line of scrimmage, which is something we've won for the better half of 2.5 seasons. Where's your comfort level at the line of scrimmage this week as compared to weeks prior?
Well, it's not as comfortable, I can tell you that.
little discomfort.
Yeah. Those are battles we have to win if we want to be successful.
Right.
We have really good guys up front. They've got really good guys up front. So that's really going to be the key is, can we control or neutralize the line of scrimmage and bottle up the quarterback and running back? They really only have one returning starter from last year on the offensive line. He's really good. They moved a tight end to guard. He's the All-Ohio defensive end, so he's not going to be a slouch. He's an All-Ohio caliber player, and they just moved him on the line. So those two positions, they're not losing much from what they lost last year. And those younger guys have really transformed themselves. They were JV guys last year. You look at the roster, at their sizes, and we got some JV film, and the way they played last year versus this year, they're more veteran, and they're much better this year than they were last year.
So talk a little bit about the line of scrimmage. You obviously feel like that's going to be a place where you need to exploit and do some work. Is it your sense that you will need more out of that quarterback wide receiver room this week to execute, or this kind of feels like a Patrick Henry type matchup where the physicality, the experience, the good coaching, it's just going to come down to who wants it more, or do you think you're going to have to stretch this offense a little bit and get more out of it?
For us to be successful, we're going to need to get something out of the passing game. If you go back and look at last year, it was kind of the same thing. I think we had 200 yards passing, and we made some big plays in the passing game.
Landon Cruz was fabulous.
Brooks Bainfelt made a couple big catches, and so those opened up the offense, got us good field position, and we were able to run the ball. So when you look at the score and you say, oh, yeah, we scored a lot of points, we didn't just run the ball up and down the field on them. We had to make plays in the pass game, and we feel like we're going to have to do that again this year at some point.
You looked at Oak Harbor's offense last year. Again, if our fan base is watching and they like this interview, you give them general orientation, nothing specific, but what can we expect to see from this Oak Harbor offense? I mean, last week was a whole unique package of creative passing game, routes, a very deep passing tree. What are you going to see? What's the bread and butter for Oak Harbor? Are they in shotgun? What's the percentage of throw pass? Give us some broad parameters.
They're going to be in shotgun, but they're a power running team. They're about probably 2/3 run, 1/3 pass. Mm-hmm. A lot of the passing game is going to be quick hitches, what we would call a now pass, where they're just going to get it and throw a quick screen out and get it to an athlete in some space. Then they'll take a shot downfield once in a while. But they're going to hammer us between the tackles with a big, strong running back. They're typically going to have like an H-back or a wing type that will move, and they will shift and trade formations quite a bit.
A little bit like Liberty Center likes to do. You love that too.
Probably a little bit more than us. If you want me to compare it, I'd almost say look at Michigan's offense last year in college. I think that's a lot of what you get, where they come out in formation and then they trade formation, they shift, they motion on just about every play. They're not going to just line up and let you line up without moving, but they're going to run power scheme. They do a little bit of zone blocking, but the running backs do a great job of going to the point of attack, and if they see a lane on the backside, they're going to cut it back. Last year, we did a really good job of closing those windows.
Yeah.
And we did a really good job Friday night against Liberty Benton of closing those windows as well, and we're going to need to do that again.
Talk about a little bit more, a little deeper. Talk about, we're under center. We're traditional, more wing T stuff. You do some stuff. You do some stuff on a shotgun. We put some different backfield alignments back there. The PH game, you've done some different things, be creative. But it's like you always say, same whole, different type of look, but it's kind of the same play. Talk about briefly the difference between being under center like us, being a power football team, and how you generate that power from a shotgun. Because these offenses have really evolved to become more run out of a spread, which can be really effective, in particular on the perimeter, less bodies, lighter bodies. Talk about the power sources between under center a little bit and shotgun.
Well, I think when you're in shotgun, backs are generally a little bit deeper, and a lot of times they can see things a little bit more clear, especially those cutback lanes. And you just try to get ahead of steam. With us, it's a lot. We're up a little bit closer. We think it lends itself to a little bit better play action game because the quarterback's reversing out, turning his back to the defense. But you can still do that out of the gun as well and get good play action. There's not a lot of difference. A lot of times it's just, to me, sometimes it's just a formation of what the defense is looking at. The quarterback, it lends itself for him to run a little bit more downhill. I think when you're under center, if you want to run the quarterback, a lot of times he's running east and west to start. And that has some advantages too, but I think when you're in gun, the quarterback kind of can get downhill a little bit quicker and maybe see things pre-snap a little bit better. And their quarterback is really elusive in that sense.
How much of a threat is this quarterback to run? Because historically, we've been haunted a little bit in this program, and not necessarily in your era, but over the stretch of great elite quarterbacks that can throw and run. Where would you put this quarterback as a dramatic run threat?
Well, this year he'll be the best running quarterback we've seen.
Even out of PH.
Okay. And PH was a little bit different. He's a bigger, stronger, quick. This kid is really elusive, really good vision, and he'll make things happen on his own. And they'll run some design draws. They'll empty the backfield. It'll look like a pass, and then he'll take off. He's really good in space, experienced, has a nice arm. On film, he's thrown from a left hash all the way to the right pylon across the field, which is unbelievable. Not a big kid, but just he's a football player. And he, as much as we got to stop the running back, we got to stop the quarterback as well.
Well, I'll be anxious to see this week defensively. We've been so good on defense. This might challenge you. This might be your biggest challenge in a very long time on the defensive end of the ball. Talk about your injuries. Talk about your health, because I think availability matters as much as sometimes performance. It just feels like this time of you guys have your game plan of load management, taking care of players, Amanda Mathias being on the money. It just feels like we're in a pretty good spot with health. Generally,
yeah, we're not too bad. After every game, we got guys that are sore and hurt.
For sure.
And then hopefully they come in Monday, they feel a little bit better, and we're going to have to start to manage our contact level in practice a little bit. We'll back off. One of the things we've talked about is we need to be fresh to start the game. We don't want to be, sore legs and things like that on a Friday. So we got to take care of our bodies. We talk about that a lot. So guys get massages from Tom Olcrew. We got guys getting cupped by Amanda, just to kind of get that soreness out and get your muscles right. We lift as a measure of getting that, bulking up so we can absorb those blows, but also getting that soreness out a little bit, working those muscles, and talk about stretching and foam rolling and just making sure we take care of our bodies with nutrition and even rest. Rest is important, and hydration.
Good article in the Blade. Talking about the 16-team regions, a big topic of conversation. It's one that coaches don't really want to talk about. It's one I want to talk about, but more of specifics as to what we're dealing with. I don't want to get into the politics of it. You have a lot of opinions about that. I'm sure you do too, but you're more focused on the day-to-day business of football. But talk about those first two games. Are they, in retrospect, we've had 4 years of it, the numbers are pretty clear. They're just completely unnecessary. But when you put yourself out there in some of these games, there's got to be a little bit of concern about injury, player preservation. The state champ has to play 16, or the state runner-up state champ, as you did last year, 16 consecutive weeks. That is tough on a kid, man.
Sure.
So when I look at that, injuries and health, and you guys did not go into that state championship game very healthy. You just didn't. And
No.
that is just so unfortunate for kids who have worked so hard and staffs that have sacrificed so much to be at 61% capacity. Completely awful. But when you look at the 2 games prior to this big one, in your head, were they necessary? I know that they were a part. You're going to do it. It's a part of the process. But where's your head on those first 2 games?
The first one, I think, is unnecessary. I don't think the kids and the communities don't benefit from it. Now, the second one is probably, if you go back to an 8-team region, that's a game you're playing. And it's a competitive game with 2 really good teams. I think those first couple weeks when you get the 1 and the 16 seed, the 2 15, the 3 14, those are not very competitive.
Yeah. And don't you worry in those when you're?
Oh, sure.
I mean, you lose a Waylon Rents, you lose your quarterback, you lose a keeper. That's a lot of risk for a team like yours.
Yeah, and again, there's not a lot of reward to it.
Right.
At that point in the season, you don't need like a warm-up game for the playoffs. You need to get into it. But in every rep you're on the field, you run a risk. And that's why a lot of times in games, you get a running clock to start the second half. There's probably 3 or 4 games this year our starters never played a snap in the second half. And, yeah, we could pile up stats.
Which you did not.
You
did not.
But the risk is we're going to get a kid hurt unnecessarily in a game that we clearly have won. So, other coaches have different philosophies about that. We've been blowing teams out, and they've kept their starters in the whole time. To me, it'd be we could have a competitive game next week. Why am I going to risk this kid getting hurt? And I could get another kid a little bit of experience here.
Right.
So until they change it, you got to live with it.
You're managing it for sure.
Trying to our best.
Well, certainly this week it's going to be a test of management, your health, the roster. You're playing an Oak Harbor team that's ready to go. This is as good of a football team as you have seen all year, and probably one of the top 3 teams you've seen in the last 2 years. So Liberty Center, 12-0. Great season. Week 3, the regional semifinal at Maumee High School yesterday. That announcement came late. And Casey Mueller, we wish you luck. This is going to be a battle, and it's going to be very entertaining football.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, Tiger sports fans. Tonight from Kazmaier Stadium here in Maumee, Ohio, it's round 3 of the OHSAA 2024 playoffs. The Liberty Center Tigers will host the Oak Harbor Rockets. I'm your host, Mark the Captain of Line. On the call tonight, Spike Whitman, Jakes Babcock, Scott Barrett. Guys, gotta love playoff football.
Man, oh man, this is beautiful tonight. I did not know that I got a chance to enjoy the outdoors with Spike and Jakes. We are amongst the people tonight here at Kazmaier Stadium, and Liberty Center 12-0, number 2 in the region against Oak Harbor, 12-0, number 3 in the region. A lot of things to review on Oak Harbor, Spike, but more importantly, you're at practice a lot more than we are, and you see things that we don't. This is a big game, regional semifinal, a rematch of last year's dominating performance by Liberty Center, 45-12 at Clay High School. I have a feeling this ain't that. This Oak Harbor team is loaded, 68 kids on this roster, 14 seniors, 24 returning lettermen. They're ready to rock and roll, Spike.
Right. Yeah, the coaching staff's approach all week long has been, all right, now it's the big show. Now we're getting into the thick of the hunt.
Yes.
These guys are not going to lay down. We don't have a distinct physical or mental advantage over them. They are going to come to play, and after all, they are going to come to play because of last year. They're 12-0 for a lot of good reasons, and they do have last year on their mind. So Liberty at the same time has to come mentally prepared. Physically, Liberty's in pretty good shape. The coaching staff did not want to make this a week of, win one for the Gipper. Come on, guys, you got to go out and win this game. Do it for the Kipper. It was settle back.
Yep.
It was take care of business, and he used some pretty expressive words. He said, you have to execute. If you want to win this game, he said, you don't have to be the best team. You have to be the best team tonight.
Yeah.
All you have to do is worry about tonight. You win tonight. Every play, one at a time. His words were execute, hit harder, pound, and punish. You make their offense get to be your will. You turn them into what you want them to look like when this game 48 minutes later is over. It was a very direct, not really a cheer, go fight, win thing, but Buddy, he laid the money on the table. Now, the players all week long, every week, they get to be a little bit more sure of themselves. This is not cockiness, but this is, they have this air of I am good and I know it. And it's
Confidence.
not
Confidence.
Exactly. Good confidence. And they're reeling it in. They're getting along with each other. It's really good stuff. Now, the penalties. I do want to address that because Casey was very adamant and very expletive, if you will, when he talked about penalties. He said, I know you guys are a physical team. You love it. You relish it. You eat it for supper. But he said, I get we're going to get a few roughing type of penalties. That's part of our culture. But get rid of the stupid crap. He said the standing over a guy and taunting, playing jacks with him, and the late extra hits or that slug at the bottom of the pile.
Yep.
Get rid of that crap, he said, because when you play that way, you are selfish. And that locker room, you could hear the regular old thing about you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
That sunk in big time.
Pound and punish, Spike. That sounds like words you enjoy.
Oh,
and it reaches
baby.
back to some old school.
Well,
Norm
when you
Decker,
look at,
Minor
yes.
Kirshner, Kip Kern. That's the stuff you like to talk about.
Oh, yeah, and these guys love that. You look at some of these players out here, we could start naming names, but we've got guys that
Old school.
yes.
Old school.
Drool comes rolling out of the mouth, snot off the side of their face, and they're plowing somebody 5 yards back. I mean, this is what they do. This is what they believe. Now, on the other hand, I'm certainly not going to think that Oak Harbor is going to come in here like a bunch of pastel Yossi knots. They're going to come in here to play the game. They're going to dice. They're going to try to dice.
Well, let's talk about that because I think the Oak Harbor Rockets of 2024 are dramatically different, Brian, than last year's edition. They were a good football team last year. This game was physical and nasty early. Mike May comes into this 17th season, 103-66. A real good football coach. Gary Quizno was here for a very long time. Hall of Famer, legend. This program looks a lot like our program historically, but let's clear the air. This 2024 Oak Harbor team is the real deal. They are 12-0. They are number 3 in the region, number 5 AP. Region 18 is a bear, man. Wow, they're loaded. Strength of schedule number 62. They three-peated the Northern Buckeye Conference. 68 kids, 14 seniors, 24 letter winners. They returned 7 defensive starters, 6 offensive starters. Player of the year, lineman of the year. I mean, this team is loaded. This Oak Harbor team is loaded, Brian.
Yeah, they are, and it's really spread across the board. You can't look at film on this team and point to an area where you can potentially exploit. They're good up front. They're good at linebacker. They're good in the back end, and then on offense, same deal. They got probably the best running back that we've seen so far. Maybe the best run, throw, pass combination quarterback that we've seen so far, and they got a nasty offensive line. So across the board, this team stacks up. This team stacks up against Liberty Center, and a little bit more than what we've seen here most of the NWAL season.
Before we get to Spike and breaking down our units and talking about Liberty Center, we do have Oak Harbor tonight tuning in. A lot of people throughout the state. I think it's important to talk about a few of these top-notch players. They are loaded. This is we only may mention 4 or 5, but let's talk about their quarterback, Michael Lalonde, senior, 5'10", 170. He is the player of the year in the Northern Buckeye Conference, and he had a phenomenal year. 93 of 117, 18 touchdowns, 1,915 yards, 18 TDs, I should say, not 17, only 2 picks. He's rushed for 624 yards and 13 more touchdowns. This guy runs for 10.5 yards a carry as a runner, and I'm telling you, he's nasty. He's only 5'10", and $170. He runs like he's 6'2", 215.
Yeah, he's really tough, and we saw the game last year. He took some big shots
and got up,
from our defense,
kept
getting up, kept playing, kept throwing. So he's not going to lay down. I mean, that's a guy that you're going to want to continue to hit, continue to put hats on, but that's not a guy that's going to lay down tonight.
This offense, 44 points a game, 395 yards per game, 230 on the ground, 165 passing. Not as balanced, look more like us, like to run the football. And Spike Whitman, you talk about Oak Harbor wants to run the football, and they want to run right into the teeth of what Liberty Center's strength is. That defensive line, those snipers, that front seven, those linebackers. Talk about the matchup of this running offense, which is dynamic and outstanding against maybe the best defensive unit in the state of Ohio on the defensive line and linebackers.
Well, hey, it's the old immovable object.
There you go.
Irresistible
there you
force.
go.
Liberty's defense has given up 3 varsity touchdowns all year. 3 varsity touchdowns. One of them was a 20-yard short field at Patrick Henry. One of the others was that 85-yard pass play at Napoleon.
Right.
One sustained drive touchdown against Liberty's defense this year. Patrick Henry went 80 yards on 12 plays. That is the only sustained drive touchdown. Now, Liberty Benton moved the ball in the air a little bit.
A little bit.
You know,
little bit.
and they gained, they got some first downs. So they moved it, but they could not break the red zone. And I you know, that's just this is going to be a chess match between coaching staffs that you know, you put them in a hall and put them in playing poker or something, man, this could get ugly. So I think you've got 2 sets of coaches that are really going to match wits here. I know for Liberty Center's side of it, obviously that's the only side I can speak for, but they have opened up the playbook. They have widened their number of possible plays. They're throwing a lot more in practice. They're throwing out of new sets. They are setting up different sets. This is the most wide open I've seen Liberty's in the practice. Now, mind you, game plan is game plan, but this is more of a Liberty team that can do a lot of things.
Let's talk about that, Jake. Let's dig a little deeper. Liberty, the number 3 AP in the state of Ohio, 12-0. Another league title this year. I think this was number 3 in a row for Liberty Center. Is that correct? I think
correct.
Casey's 5th. He tied for 1. Number 2 in Region 8. Number 3 in Region 18. Number 2 in Region 18. The number 3 ranking in the AP was about Ironton and South Range tying for number 1. Liberty, the number 1 scoring defense in Division 5, the number 2 defense in all the state of Ohio in scoring defense. This has been the story of this team.
Yep.
We want to talk about offense and all the great-looking things they do. Think about what we're doing. We've only given up 42 points the entire season, and I'm not so sure some of those weren't third and fourth teamers late in games like the Otsego touchdown.
Yep.
3.5 points per game. Our defensive line is built to play an Oak Harbor power spread. Talk about that a little bit, Jigs.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing up front is you see Xander Zyder, you see Spangler, you see Kyler Kern, you see Tyler Lay. You continue to rotate these guys, and there's not much of a drop-off, and it's the ability to absorb multiple blocks and also still make tackles.
Stymie, stop, no movement, run stuff.
And then you let these linebackers flow and run free without linemen getting up to them, and that's what they do so well. Waylon Rentz, Stephen Brogan, Garrison Cruz, Max Walker, they flow so well to the football. They read the football so well, and they're film study players. So that is the key. That offensive line, or that defensive line, takes so much blocking up front, lets these linebackers run free, and that's when you start seeing explosive negative plays.
Let me throw this in about their defense. They're gonna line up heavy on the line. The linebackers and maybe even the corners sometimes are gonna crowd the line of scrimmage close. They're gonna run blitz. They're gonna just straight blitz. They're gonna challenge us to throw over them, to get that one-on-one, over the middle slant. They're going to challenge us to do some of those things. So where do you bend and break as far as the Liberty playbook and the scripted plays? You want to pound. You want to run it. You want to grind it. But Liberty Center has set up their offense this week to show some different things because of that front power.
We remember last year, Landon Amstutz, 10 of 15 for a $195, and Landon Cruz had the night of his career against Oak Harbor. We had to throw it. That first quarter, Oak Harbor kind of locked us out of the running game, and all of a sudden, Landon Amstutz hits Cruz on some big explosives. Next thing you know, Liberty's running the football. Let's dive in a little bit on the defensive line, Spike. It's something you want to talk about, these units. The defensive line in front seven, I mean, we have gotten superior play this year from Xander Zeiter. All-league player, going to be all-district, likely all-Ohio. He has been dominant. Number 55, Brady Gieske's been fantastic. 75, Hunter Spangler, and we are getting phenomenal play by Kellen Weimer as a sophomore. Talk about this defensive line.
Hey, Kellen Weimer, for one thing, was just hoping to get some playing time in August. Very early August, and his stock, I mean, this rose like a jet plane, man. He has got nothing but better and better and better and better every week. He's got a great attitude. Brady Gieseke is one of them good old boys. He's just a farm boy. And
run stuffer.
Yep, and when he's able to turn that mentality 180 degrees, and he's a mammoth out there.
Well, you're going to get some snaps, too, by Tyler Lay, who's a great linebacker, but he also likes to get down on a 4-point. I think Clayton Seal might see a snap or two. And don't forget about the bench. We are deep on the defensive line. Deegan Swigert's had great reps this year, and we've also gotten a lot out of Logan Cifuentes. So this defensive line will be challenged. But let's not forget about the back seven. We're going to need it tonight. If you look at what Oak Harbor does at wide receiver, they've got a fabulous, explosive player. Number 7, he's a senior, Tyler Thompson. He's the number 1 receiver, 5'11", 165. He can burn. 37 receptions for 765 yards and 9 touchdowns, 21 yards a catch. He's fantastic. Target number 2, number 6, junior Wyatt Ansbarger. He's 6 foot, 160, 40 catches for 500. That's 1,200 yards between two dudes in the slot that can get it and go. Talk about snipers tonight and the importance of snipers and defensive backs.
Yeah, so what you're going to see in the passing game from Oak Harbor tonight is more of a lateral passing game versus a vertical. And what we mean by that is more passes towards numbers, 5, 10-yard pass plays versus down the field. So they got bubble screens where number 7 can get the football and he can take it to the house. They're going to run a 5-yard out a lot tonight where Michael Lalonde, it's a timing pattern and it's out quick and it's almost automatic. So it's going to be really important for our corners and snipers to be ready to go in the quick pass game, and then tackling after the catch is going to be very key.
Well, we've gotten a lot of good tackling this year from Grady Miller. Not only is he a shutdown corner from his size and athleticism, he's been phenomenal, but you're getting great play by Cam Colley. He's kind of our explosive defender on the perimeter. He's a great tackler. He's explosive. But I think, Spike, the snipers tonight, real pressure on the snipers. Mason Smith, Blake Garber, Jackson Bartels, Caden Sonnenberg. These players have got to play big time tonight.
These athletes that are the snipers, they have a multitude of things they have to do. They have to be tacklers.
In space.
Yes, in space. They have to, play pass defense. They've got to support the run. They've got, like you said, tackle in space on a receiver. They've got to be cover people. So they're a hybrid of a tough middle linebacker and this fly guy out here that plays the majestic corner that can run like the wind. So they have a lot of responsibility. You don't always hear their names, but they really fill a hole like concrete.
Let's go back, and I think it's really important tonight, Jigs, because you bring up a great point. This is where they're getting a ton of completions. They're getting within 10 to 12 yards of the football. So those snipers have to be good tacklers. I think we've gotten great tackling out of Blake Garber. I think Jackson Bartels has had a heck of a season. And Caden Sonnenberg is giving us great minutes. But don't forget about how important Thomas Moeller has been in the middle of the field, keeping us aligned. He's Casey Moeller, Matt Bryan on the field, keeping us where we need to be in the defensive backfield. Talk a little bit about what you see in the defensive backfield tonight.
I mean, Thomas has really played very well the last couple weeks in that deep safety position. You've seen him kind of go, number to number, knock some big plays down the field away. And I think that's going to be key tonight, too, because Oak Harbor will lull you to sleep, run game, short pass, run game, and then boom, they'll try to hit one deep. And that's going to be, when Thomas is going to have to be disciplined in his reads, And if a tight end's coming down the middle, that's going to be his play.
You know, another guy we've got to keep an eye on is they're probably their number 2 offensive weapon, number 5's senior Carson Ridner, 5'11", 195. He's rushed for almost 1,400 yards and 30 touchdowns. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's averaging almost 9 yards a catch. So our defensive backs and our snipers.
Big screen game, too, with him.
Big screen. I mean, short passing game, they are outstanding. And it spiked the switch to Liberty's offense. You've alluded to it before. Last year in this game, 526 yards in a 45-14 win. That is not what's on tap tonight in my mind. Liberty, 44 points a game, 320 rushing yards a game. You look at the Waylon Rents, 1,392 yards and 22 touchdowns, and he barely played. He played 7 halves. Is what he did, and a couple snaps in the third quarter. Thomas Moeller has had a big year. He's rushed for over 700 yards, and Garrison Cruz, a big-time weapon in the passing game, has also been a key rusher for over 500 yards rushing. So Thomas was 733, and Garrison is no one's slouch. He might be the bell cow next year when Waylon Rents retires.
Yeah.
So talk about our backfield and our skilled guys.
Our backfield here, Rents, 13 yards a carry. That is beyond unbelievable. 13 yards a carry. Cruz averaging 11 and a half. Grady Miller, the quarterback, on his occasional scramble or designed quarterback sprint out run, averaging 10. Casey Moeller, 8.5. I mean, these are astounding numbers. And some of that comes from the great downfield blocking. It's that block that's 6 yards, 7 yards upfield. All of a sudden, Rents can make a cut off of that, make another cut, and then a wide out. Downfield makes one 20 yards downfield. Our offense is based on big play running. You know, you think of grinding it, and yeah, we do, but it's also bent on explosion.
Well, talk about that. Garrison Cruz, 615 yards, 12 TDs in the rush game. He's only caught 12 balls for almost 350 yards.
Yeah.
This guy is the most explosive player I think we have on the field.
Yep.
He's a runner. He's a guy that plays both ways for us. He may be the best athlete on this field tonight. Talk about the importance of guys like Garrison Cruz in the passing game. Number 15, Noah Hammontree, might be my pick to click because we're going to have to throw the football tonight. But Garrison, a big weapon in Liberty's offense tonight.
Yeah, I think when we've seen Liberty Center's offense passing attack going, it's been the short game. It's been Garrison Cruz from the slot on a 15-yard curl. It's been Noah Hammontree on a 7 or 8 cut. It's been Cam Colley in the flats. So I think that's going to be the key is get Grady some confidence early, let him see a completion, and then from there, Grady, it seems to be like a confident player to me. He's got to see one happen, and then it starts rolling downhill from there. I think another factor is Grady Miller carrying the ball tonight too on some of these keeps. We saw last year the outside run was very key in this football game. We had a big gash runs on our power sweeps, on our powers, our 6 and 7 holes. So I think that the power keep and the lead up with our backs with Grady following tonight is going to be another key.
Grady Miller and Caden Kreinbrink are critical players tonight because Oak Harbor is going to say throw the football. They are. You said it. You were dead right, Spike. They're going to put 8.5, 9 guys in the box. Yeah. Now, old school Rex Lindgren like that. He'd say, "I'll run a 0-1 trap at you, and if I get by that second level, it's a touchdown." Right. So Rex never bothered Rex Lindgren to see 9 in a box. Doesn't bother Nick Miller. Doesn't bother Todd Spangler. Those offensive line guys like to block that many guys in the box. But I think our quarterbacks tonight are going to be very important for us in this game.
Let me start with Nick Miller before we get to the QBs. Nick taught our young men well this week on what to look for, what reads to make on their defensive tackles, and what their linebackers are going to do, and how you can read off of that, how you can promote your own play. He was phenomenal on that.
Let me say one other thing, because I think you nailed it on Nick. A lot of offenses today at the college level have a passing game coordinator and a run game coordinator. I'm going to tell you right now, Casey's a brilliant game caller. Ryan Miller's up in the booth, does a great job. Spotter, Spangler, and Brad Howe, phenomenal. But I think Nick Miller is critical when Casey's calling run plays. Nick's almost like your run game coordinator, to your point.
Yes. Now, this week, Kreinbrink was used more, not just as the other team's quarterback, but in our offense. Now we're swinging Gary Cruz out get him out in the flats, get one-on-one, try to make a play, break something. We're going to try to spread it out a little bit sometimes. This is not going to be a pass-happy 45 yards or 45 attempts in the air, but you may see us throw 12 or 13 or 14 times tonight instead of 4 or 5.
Yes.
And it's going to be a little bit more, and they're looking for this 9 men in the box defense, and they're going to be able to have answers for that.
Jigs, last week Liberty Benton did some really good work early on inside run, and they did a really nice job containing us. Really, I mean, it was an effective first half, but it wasn't a dominant one. Halftime comes, Casey Moeller, Matt Bryan, Nick Miller, Ryan Miller get together, and now you start seeing 4-5 power and the precision blocking of our offensive line, and that party got over. This offensive staff is fabulous at halftime.
Adjustments at halftime have been
fabulous
awesome.
at halftime.
You've seen it in Napoleon. You've seen it at Patrick Henry. All year long they do it.
A little slow starting at times, but, man, that third quarter, first two, second, third, fourth drives have been great. But I want you to go back to what Spike was talking about in the passing game. You were a quarterback. You played at the college level at the safety position, so you kind of have a great feel for what type of passing game is going to be effective, because Oak Harbor in their back seven, really athletic.
Yeah.
All their wide receivers flipped to defensive backs.
Yep.
They got the Ridner boys on defense. I mean, like, their best, they got some elite defenders, all Ohio player. I think it's Carson Ridner's their linebacker. He's a great player.
Number 58.
Jacob Ridner.
Yeah, he's nasty.
He might be the best defensive lineman in the region.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Yep.
But talk about what we have to get done in the passing game tonight.
I think it's a quick passing game.
Yes.
Because we don't want to drop back and let Ridner get loose, because he can absolutely win one-on-one and create havoc in the backfield. So I think it's going to be a quick passing game. It's going to be a power pass, right? That are on the outsides. You got to back out of the backfield. Not a lot of risk. Let's get a confident throw like that, and then we can start working in boot passes. We can start working in power keeps and some of those things. So I think it's going to be a controlled, short passing game. Let's get the ball out quick and give it to the Garrison Cruz, give it to Cam Colley, and let their athleticism do the rest.
Two other players in the passing game I think that we don't talk about enough. We talked about kids and guys that really are key players we don't get a chance to talk about. I think Noah Hammontree is an emerging target at the tight end spot.
He's shown great hands all year.
Good hands, good routes, has a handle on our offense. And I'll tell you that the guy that I like watching on offense is Blake Garber.
Yeah.
I think Blake Garber has the ability to stretch defenses. He hooks it up. He's got some toughness inside the numbers on the hashes. Those are two players that tonight you might see get targeted and play a key role in tonight's passing game.
Whoa, Buck, that's way too good a point. I hate to have to give you some credit, but that was pretty good.
You giving me a compliment there, Spike?
It hurt. Believe me, it hurt.
I think we can talk through this. Can we do that, Mark? We will talk through the Oak Harbor alma mater. I don't know that we know the words to that, Spike. I don't.
No, I don't.
if you know the words, sing it.
I do not know the words. Hey, I want to talk about the coaches, Spike.
Yes.
You had talked about units. I think we're covering them thoroughly, but I don't think the coaches, and all of them, not just a couple of them, it's easy to see Casey. It's easy to see, but there's a lot of coaches to talk about in their roles tonight. Talk about some of the coaches and some of the guys we don't see all the time.
Well, you don't see Eric Weimer.
Yes.
If you
see his players,
ears,
though.
Yeah, you'll see his players. They're a second coming, an extension of him. And you may not see him much, but you'll hear him if you listen. But very vocal, very motivating. One of the very toughest players who have ever
played here.
Came through the doors of Liberty Center High School. And then Matt.
Matt Bryan.
Yeah, Matt Bryan.
Great defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator. He never says boo very loud. He'll when he raises his voice, it sounds like I'm whispering. But he is very intelligent. He moves and pulls and changes things and mixes this up. He has every play, and Casey as well. He knows every aspect of every lineman's job, the wide receiver, the running back, and switch it to I'm talking about defense here. But the defensive backs, he knows how the snipers coordinate with them, how the linebackers coordinate with the offensive line. He knows where everybody's supposed to be, and instead of when some of the coaches are hollering at players, this guy is silently,
cerebral,
slowly, teaching. he's putting it out to him. He's the silent man who speaks softly but carries the big stick.
Let's remind our fan base, we've only given up 42 points this season. We're the number 2 scoring defense in the state of Ohio. 7 shutouts. This football team plays defense. I think we get excited about offense, but I think we're a defensive football team because Matt Bryant was Casey Moeller's protege, because Casey was a great defensive coordinator for Rex Lindgren. This is a tandem here. Those two guys, and then you kick in these position coaches like Ryan Miller, who coaches snipers, who coaches outside linebackers. I mean, you've got some elite coaches that are very connected. Matt Bryant, Casey Moeller. You got the defensive line coach and Nick Miller, who flips offense and defense. Brad Howe's upstairs. Todd Spangler's a great defensive line coach.
Well, and let's not forget Hefflinger.
Oh yes,
that guy brings
all-timer.
Yes, he could do it all. He could play multiple positions. Very talented. When he has to be very forceful, and when he speaks, I'm telling you, everybody listens.
Let's talk about him real quick. 2 guys tonight, coaches, and Spike's nailed a bunch of that tonight. Brian Hefflinger's special teams has been off the charts.
Yep.
If we had a PFF like the NFL does, our special teams play might be
best in the state.
Best in the state of. Of course, I love Brian Hefflinger, and shout out to Chad Hefflinger. His dad's been fighting through some health issues. He's feeling better.
Yes, he is.
He's on the game tonight.
That's right.
We love you, Chad, and I'm glad that you're feeling better. I tell you, Brian was in a great mood tonight in the pregame because you're doing great. And then Chris Riggy, the quarterback coach. We are going to need Chris Riggy tonight to help these quarterbacks execute reads and get some things done on the offensive side.
Yeah, and I think you saw a little bit last week that keep that Grady had.
Love that.
You know, they did similar to me my junior year where we kind of held that under, waited for the playoffs, and all of a sudden we started working a keep in. So that might be part of the game. And, you know, Grady kind of carrying that fake out is very important tonight. Carry it out. About that 6th time, boom, you keep it, and you run around the end and nobody's watching. So very important, Chris Riggy, this week on carrying out your fakes, running the football effectively on the outside, and then a passing game that just needs to be efficient. We don't need to take the top off. We don't need to go down the field. Just complete some balls, get some confidence, and the offense will roll from there.
Well, the coaches, Spike, as you have talked about, play a massive role in tonight's game. I know it's the players. It's always the players. It's the players. But those players have coaches, and these coaches are as good at film study and getting prepared for their opponent as anybody that I've ever seen.
Yes, I mean it's excruciating. My mind goes bonkers when
You're at practice. You're there all the time.
I listen to this and it's like, holy mackerel! There's got to be some pretty high level college programs that don't have coaches that pay this much attention to small details.
Let me ask you a question because I think it's appropriate tonight. You talk a lot about the coaches, and you know them all very personally. But you've seen a lot of kids play and become coaches. How does that make you feel when you see them grow up as players to coaches?
Let's not talk about us old guys.
Well, I turned 54 today. I'm not
you
getting
did.
younger.
Happy birthday. We're going to sing to you later, Scott.
Well,
I'm old.
It comes back to good old-fashioned Tiger pride. It's something that you've called the culture of Liberty Center, and we have been there. We have been there for 100. This is year 111, and just for example, I talked to a woman yesterday on my Meals on Wheels route, 85 years old. She graduated from Wauseon, and of course she's not a football fanatic, but she has heard Liberty Center a few times, and she told me just yesterday, she said, you know what, way back in the early 50s when I graduated, Liberty Center was known then for being the toughest, hardest hitting team in the NWAL. And she was telling me this, and she doesn't really know anything about the individual football teams or players, but she told me when we were in school, that was one thing everybody understood. Liberty Center came to hit, punish, and pound.
Minor Kirshner Hall of Famer, Norm Decker Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
Rex Lindgren Hall of Famer. You think they've had some pretty good football. Ron Rollins was a good one. Hip Klotz was here.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Glauer. The thing that holds them all together has been the toughness gene.
Yes.
I think Liberty Center football is all about toughness. It's all about hitting. And what's Casey talking about? Win the battle of the hitting, punishment, and what was the other word he used? Punishment and what?
Pound and punish.
Pound and punish. That's minor Kirshner football. And I'll tell you what, you talk about Kip Kern, he loved that kind of football.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and we're going to take a break here for the national anthem, and we'll be back right after this.
Together, pumping it out. That's good stuff. As we get back, we were in the Maryland. You know, there's been a lot of football heroes at Liberty over the past century. And the heroes just keep coming. I'm standing here with two football studs of my own. But believe you me, once and for all, the one factor that has meant more to this community than any other one thing is I want to mention the grand old guy himself, Mr. Kip Kern. That guy came to every stinking game for years and years and years and years. He was at practice 2 or 3 times a week. He knew each kid individually. He met with them. He melded with them. He talked to them. He fired them up. And that guy, I'm telling you, once and for all, that guy, I think, means as much or more from any one individual who's ever helped to mold from when he played back in the mid-40s, went to war, came home. But this guy is one true Liberty Center Tiger football hero.
You know, when we talk about Kip, I think we talk about Kip Kern every week.
Yes!
You talk about, we don't mention Kip Kern enough.
It ain't enough.
It ain't enough. I wanted to bring it is never enough. That's awesome.
Hey, by the way, happy birthday to Scott Barrett. That comes from Normie Zeider. I want to get that in.
54 years old today and looking awfully gray. A big one tonight for Oak Harbor. Number 71, Isaac Schulte, 6'2", 260, run stuffer. Might be their best offensive lineman. You thought that, Brian. He's out tonight with a broken leg. Yeah. That's a difference maker.
That is a big factor for sure. I mean, he is dominant on the inside. The big run stuffer can collect multiple blocks and still make tackles. And then offensively, he is a very relied upon offensive lineman as well. So that's a big loss for them.
I think this Oak Harbor defense is going to be awfully stout. get into the game here. Looks like we're going to receive. We may have lost the toss because Casey always likes to defer. So Liberty will go on offense here to start this football game, Spike.
Well, yeah, and that's pretty much where it is. He wants our defense to promote their availability, we'll call it.
There you go. Well, we will get the ball here, and Oak Harbor, they've got a good kicker tonight.
Yeah, they do.
This kid can really kick it. Number 8, Fulton Krupp. If we put this thing in a field goal game, he's capable of kicking a 45-yarder.
Yep.
End over end, and that's going to go into the end zone, a touchback. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. You know, this matchup, this could have Final Four,
Yes.
maybe the finals, possibilities, because these two teams could end up being two of the best in the state. We might be seeing a forerunner of a state final game
according
right
to
here.
the AP, Spike, to your point, Oak Harbor number 5, Liberty Center number 3. I mean, this is a heavyweight matchup, Ali Frazier type tonight. They're going to slug it out. This is going to be a great ball game.
All right, let's see what kind of an offense Liberty comes out in. They come out with a wide out to the far side, wide over here, and a single setback out of the gun. Miller back to throw over the middle, and just out of the reach of Gary Cruz. He did that little quick slant over the middle. It was there, but he got a blow.
Michael Lalonde at free safety makes that play, and he's playing about 11 yards off the ball, Brian. He's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you saw that's what Liberty Center's going to do here. I think we're going to open up a little bit, give a nice short passing game, kind of mix in this
now
run.
The Tigers shift over. They go with a wing right set with a wide out over here. Now motion. Give to the second back. Running room there. Wrench tries to pound his way through. Swivels and twists his way. Dives forward for 4 tough yards.
We talked about a 4-4, but you're right. They've added a guy standing up to make it a 5-man line. Center is covered. Oak Harbor is dedicating some bodies to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a little bit more outside runs, some pitch sweeps. Stay away from the inside here to start.
I know Casey does not like to be behind the chain, Spike. He wants to stay on time. An incomplete pass put him at 2nd and 10. Good 4-yard run, though, on 2nd down.
All right, now Liberty's going to wind up in a double wide out to this side. Now they move up, make the formation right, motion this way, the give right back, coming around the left side.
There we go.
Running room, go over the top, across the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a Tiger first down.
Yeah, running power to the short side. I like that. You got your wing, a couple tight ends, and then you got Waylon Rentz, who's basically a BYOB pre-year-old blocker.
Well, I love that because you get 3 extra blockers there on that side.
Yes.
We saw that same formation a lot last year where they want to sweep that to that strong side where you got a couple extra blockers there.
All right,
on the
Garber
outside.
spreads out wide to the far side. Miller under center with a single setback, double wing package. Play action again. Miller got a man out there, caught by Gary Cruz, up at the 38-yard line. Tigers will pick up about 5.
Another nice little controlled passing game, and I think we knew we were going to see that. Nice job by Grady, and it's, the number 1 target for him has been Garrison Cruz all year. Nice passing catch and a nice 5-yard gain.
All right, Cam Colley now in to replace Garber, and they're going to spread out Miller and
fade him up.
Ooh, we got a little wildcat with Waylon Rentz.
Fade him up.
Here we go.
Yep,
There's some
single
power.
wing coming around the right
Oh,
side.
yeah,
Running room
I
there.
like it.
Breaks through with the right side tackle. And across the 45. It's a gain of 9 and a Tiger first down.
Interesting. We split Grady Miller out. We've talked about Grady maybe being a receiver all year. I would not be surprised if you see Kreinbrink coming in and fade him up. He's got a big height advantage over these corners tonight. Something to keep an eye on.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of Waylon Rentz
I
running
could take
behind
that
Garrison
too.
Cruz,
Yes.
baby.
All right.
Power football out of the Wildcat.
All right, now Grady back. He'll be under center. 1st and 10 at Liberty's own 47. Motion this way.
Reverse.
Give on a little inside reverse, and still going. Pop through a tackle. Picked up 2 more gargantuan yards.
A little what they call a sucker play, and basically sucking the defensive line on some great play action and bringing Garrison right back through the same hole he got suckered in. That play was there had he had a little bit of cut there.
Yes. Otsego ran that play a lot against them and had some success, so keep an eye on that one.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. Colley spread out wide to this side. We've got the double wing package with a single setback. Motion this way. Sweep that
baby.
There we go. He's at the 40. Cuts off a 1. Great block by Colley downfield, and it's another Tiger first down inside the 35-yard line.
Well, this
a pickup
offensive
of
line,
17.
This offensive line has started hot. That's Tyler Lay, another big block, and you're getting great blocking with number 16, Kellen Weimer. Nick Miller's got these guys ready to roll tonight.
Yeah, I love the balance too. We've seen a couple passes. See Waylon Rentz on the Wildcat mixing a lot of formations. Love what I'm seeing
Thomas
so far this
Bowler,
drive.
two-spike, can read
big
his
run.
cuts from that halfback position.
All right, Tigers come out now with their double wing set, single setback. Motion this way. They're going to give it straight up the middle on a dive, and that's good positive yards. 5 more yards for Liberty down inside the 30.
Running inside, running outside, throwing inside the numbers, throwing outside the numbers.
Yep.
Casey Moeller
Great mix.
dialing up. I
Great
think his
mix.
first 6 to 8 plays are scripted. Looks pretty good.
That's right.
All right, now Moeller, one of the featured blocking backs, comes out. We've got Garber and Colley spread out wide to this side with a wing left set. Rentz in the backfield. Now Gary in motion. They give it to Gary around the right side. Gary breaks through one, pounds forward off the right side, and he'll move the stick about 3 more yards. Liberty now with a 3rd and short.
Right on time, 3rd and short. Again, Casey always says it. You know, it's a variety of sets. It's a variety of looks. Same hole. That time you get it to Gary off tackle. 4 yards. Liberty Center wearing this Oak Harbor defensive line down a little bit.
Now you see Moeller come back into the lineup. That indicates it'll be a little bit more power stuff here on 3rd and short.
Number 78, Alex Reif, big run stuffer, 6'3", 295 in the middle of that defensive line.
Wide out to the far side, Miller under center. Motion this way. They're going to give to the motion man. Running room there. Breaks through one. Pounds through another. Still on his feet. And drags
Tyler Lay.
And gangbang!
Tyler Lay
all
lighting
the way
up.
down inside the 20 to the 18-yard
Mike Whitman,
line.
you see Tyler Lay lead him through. And
Tyler Lay is a
taken.
menace to society.
He is a menace. He's a menace to Oak Harbor on that play,
Right
boy.
now.
That's finishing your block
Wow.
right there.
That's
Wow.
a replay worthy. It's hard to get
Man, oh,
replays
man.
tonight, but Tyler Lay has been on fire at the guard position.
All right, Cam Colley spread wide to the far side. Ball in the middle of the field at the 18 of Oak Harbor. Give off that
Good
left
cut.
side, cutting out there.
we
Pounds
go.
down to the 10. That's going to be a gain of 8 more yards.
Well, Liberty Center really doing a great job up front. That offensive line from Brady Giesge on the right side all the way through Kellen Weimer. You're getting great plays by the guards. Max Walker and Clayton Seal, key blocks on their biggest
those
player.
guys,
Clayton's having a big night already.
Clayton starts it all. When he controls his man, that allows everybody else
Yes.
on both sides to take over. All right, under center Miller. Give straight up the middle on a dive and down inside the 10. They're going to be close. Yeah, they're going to come up maybe
Number
yard
58,
short.
Jacob
3rd down
Ridner.
and 1.
Ridner in on that tackle. They're all two-time All-Ohio, likely All-Ohio
Yeah,
this year.
he's
3-time
tough.
All-Ohio, all-time great player, good defender for Oak Harbor on the tackle there.
What are you drawing up here?
Well, we're going.
Here we
you
go.
got 2 plays
All
to
right,
get a yard.
That's right.
We've got wing right package with a wide out to the far side. Miller under center. Miller hand off. Second
Big
guy
hole.
to Rentz. Rentz to the 5,
cut.
down to the 4. And Rentz has a first down for Liberty. And the Tigers are knocking on the door at the 3-yard line.
Right tackle, Brady Giesge,
Got,
great
wing
job.
right
Got into
package
his
with a
guy,
wide out to
turned
the
him and
far
got him
side.
down
Miller
for the off
under
tackle.
center.
I
Miller
love our
hand off,
tackle.
second
guy.
Brady Giesge,
Sideline
fantastic.
Nice hole
Oh,
there.
now
Great
we
vision
got
there
it.
by
Flag.
Waylon.
First
Cut it
down.
back, too.
Is that?
I think it's a sideline warning spike.
Oh,
on
a
Carver, I
sideline
believe.
warning.
Spike
Something on
Whitman,
the-
key block on that 55 senior, the Goose.
Yes.
Giesge blocking down, and here we go, kicking out Tigers
That's your
off tackle.
blocking schemes at its best.
There you
Nick
go.
Miller out there imposing his will with the players on the opponents. All right, wing left set. Miller under center. Wide out over here, Garber. They're going to run power football to Rentz off the right side. He's hit, stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll bring up second down and from the 3.
Liberty Center offensive lineman blocking downfield. Kellen Weimer blocking guys in the end zone. You know, you can't give up on Waylon Rentz on first hit.
Yeah.
He gets a ton of yards after contact. He moves piles.
Yes.
He moves, so you can't blow a whistle until those feet stop chopping. Number 19, Waylon
Sanders
Rentz.
Zider here at a tight end.
All
Look
right,
go to that side. on the right side here.
Yeah, that's right.
Goose and Z
Full
on
house
the right side.
backfield, straight T. Miller under
There it
center.
is.
Give to the third
There
base.
you
go,
And
baby.
into the end zone. Gary Cruz. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Man.
Wow.
That
what power.
Right side
You
of the
call it,
offensive
sir.
line.
You guys call it.
There you
Hey,
go,
hey,
Into
baby.
the end zone. Gary.
That's a freight train coming
That's
at
a
you on
bunch
that
of
side of the
dudes
line.
caving in Oak Harbor's left side of the defensive line. If that's a preview of what Liberty Center can do,
Holy cow, what a drive.
I like that first drive.
80 yards. The kick is up, and it is gone. You know, I don't have the exact stats with me, but for a kicker, Ian
yeah.
Rosebrook.
Here we go.
now, I
He's
think
on
he
the
ranks
40.
about
Catch
fourth
over one.
in
Great
block
Total
history.
score.
Holly downfield.
Wow.
As a kicker, he's the fourth all-time leading scorer.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you,
Handoff,
Ian
second
Rosenbrock
and
has
rest.
been a
Rest
critical
to the
part of this
5.
football
Down
team,
to
and
the
he will
4.
prove to be valuable,
Rents,
not
Miller
just in
under
specials,
center.
but actually specifically field goal kicking.
End zone.
Gary!
Oh, yeah.
Brian Babcock, that offensive line looked dynamite that first drive.
That was fantastic. 7-minute drive there for Liberty Center. You would talk about a statement, getting the ball, driving at 7 minutes to punch it. Man, oh man, I think you got a little sign of what this offensive line is
Pound
capable of.
and punish. I think
Yes.
I think those were the words you talked about in the pregame, Spike.
I heard him more than once in practice, I
Right.
guarantee you.
Great drive by the Tigers, and like Oak Harbor bit off a little bit more they could chew in that first drive. I did not expect us to move them that easily.
No.
But we did, and we'll see what the adjustment is from Oak Harbor. I'll tell you what, Mike May's got a good football program.
Yeah.
He's won his conference 3 straight years. He's won 103 games in 17 years. This team's ready to go.
Their offense is very capable of doing the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
They can
that
drive
was
the football.
only one
they
small
can sustain
stepping
the
stone. We've got a
sustained
long
drives.
way to go.
I think Max Walker
Oak
back.
Harbor's going to have something to say about this before it's over. Now the kick, high end over end, that's going to come down at the 8-yard line. Return straight ahead, has to
Oh,
cut
boy.
to the outside.
Oh,
and
Jackson
the special
Bartels.
teams
Oh, yeah.
does it again.
Yes,
they
sir.
contain that, only allowing about a 10-yard return on the play. And
That was Jackson Bartels and Tyler Lay. Do you know he plays
Guess
for
who?
Liberty Center? I don't know that Tyler Lay plays a lot of snaps. He must be a new guy.
yeah.
Splash plays every play that guy's out
Offense,
there, man.
defense, he plays, and special teams, he's dynamite.
Fun to watch.
Jackson Bartels, though, big tackle spike on specials.
Yeah, Tyler Lay is like 4th on the team in total tackles.
Interesting here, starting complete spread.
5 wide.
Not seen much of that from them.
All right, they've got 4 wideouts to the far side of the field. Ball's in the middle at the 22.
Oh, quarterback
Quarterback's
run.
going to keep it.
Yeah.
He's hit right there. Maybe 2 yards and that's it, but he paid a price.
Yeah.
Waylon Rent's in there, one of them.
Tell you what, Waylon Rentz is not a guy that I want to spend a whole lot of
Oh, yeah.
time
He's
letting
hit
tackle
right
me.
there.
He
Maybe
put
2
a
yards
hit
and that's it.
on
but
quarterback Michael Lalonde.
You're going to see a lot of that from Lalonde, design runs from the quarterback position tonight.
Yep, tuck and run.
Spread to run. That's Oak Harbor's offense.
All right, now trip receivers here. 2 on the other side, empty backfield. Quarterback moves up close, now backs off. Here's the snap, back to throw. Now, a delayed draw, pounds his way forward. He'll pick up about 5 more on the play, and that'll give Oak Harbor 3rd and short.
That's important. Our inside linebackers, in particular, number 19, Waylon Rentz, stays inside the tackles and locks him down. If they want Michael Lalonde to run a lot, we got to keep laying licks on him. You talked about that in the pod this week. Lay the licks on number 3. Keep hitting him because he's tough.
All right, so the situation, 3rd down and 1. 3:25 left here in the first quarter. Empty backfield. Now they motion out of that. Now quarterback lines up in the pistol with a wide out to either way. They're going to give it straight ahead for running room. They'll pound it forward, and they come up with a 3-yard gain and a first down up to the 35-yard line.
When they run power off tackle, they run this wing, Braden Bunsen, into that kind of H-back over between the guard and tackle, and he leads a lot of those plays. That's a key for our Liberty Center defense tonight, Brian.
Yeah, when they motion in to that, you're right. That's normally where the ball's going.
Now here comes their horizontal passing game now. They've run the quarterback. Let's watch them throw it.
Again, empty backfield. He's going to throw the home run ball. Great coverage
Good
by
job, Blake.
Garber. Stride for stride with him all the way down the Oak Harbor sideline.
That's
Incomplete.
number 6, Wyatt Augsburger, the number 2 target, Brian.
Yeah.
He gets after it, too. Almost 500 yards and catches. But Blake Garber right there with him.
Yeah, right out of the slot.
By
Blake,
Garber.
stride for
Stride
stride.
for stride. Our
All
defensive
over that.
backs
Man, they've been playing
have
fantastic.
Really been
They have.
taught
You're
well
so
this
right.
year.
Yes, they have.
Liberty was excruciatingly tough on defense with our DBs to teach them the right way. Okay, now empty backfield. Quarterback comes up. Now he'll drop back. Running the play clock down. Gets rid of it. A little quick slant. Caught over there for about a 5-yard gain. Cam Colley all over it right away.
That's Tyler Thompson, Brian, their number 1 receiver, but Cam Colley all over that route.
That's the play you're going to see a lot. 5-yard curl, 5-yard curl, 5-yard curl. Watch Cam Colley. Maybe time one of them up tonight. Look out.
Ooh, we're not allowed to
I'm
jump
not
the route,
calling.
are we?
I'm not calling
We're
for
not
anything
allowed
yet,
to jump
Spike.
the route,
I'm just
are we?
telling you, he's really good at jumping routes.
All right, now out of the pistol with a wing to the far side. He's going to hit. No, hands off. Now dumps it out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Oh, my.
Wow, they
No,
they're gonna
come
call a
on.
flag.
For what? Man, I don't like it.
Well, Thomas Moeller unloaded on a receiver. The ball
Hit
was
him in the
definitely.
shoulder pads.
I'm hitting with
Not
the
Now
around
they're
the
pad.
head.
talking about it. That may have been uncatchable if that's part of the
Yeah,
equation.
he can't even tell.
They might say going for the head a little bit here. That was a big-time hit by Thomas. That ball was already kind of not
They're talking about it
completable.
here. We got a big discussion. I wonder if we're going to.
Yeah, it made it, if that's a ruling in high school
I don't
that it
see
was
it.
uncatchable.
I don't see it. It's just a hard, nice hit.
They're going
Nice
to call
play.
head to it, 15
Ah,
yards.
It's too bad.
All
Yeah.
the Liberty Center
too
fans
bad.
don't like that call at all. Well, you know, I suppose it was close. You know.
I don't
Well,
think
they-
it was that close, but
I think they're saying he went to the head and kind of a unnecessary roughness or something like
he's
that.
got about 0.5 seconds to make that hit. That's the problem.
All right, well, we got to just toughen up.
There's your bubble
All
screen.
right, out of
Now
back.
they're going down the
He's
field.
going to throw a long
They got
bomb. He's got a man open.
Oh, man.
Can't hang on to it at the 5-yard line. It goes incomplete.
Well, Tyler Thompson had
You
3
saw
steps.
some jets there.
There
Boy,
it
there
was.
speed. He
That-
kicked in the
yeah, he did.
afterburners.
Tell you what, they like that matchup. I think he beat Cam Colley
Yeah,
right
yeah.
down the numbers. And Tyler Thompson, you know, we talked about him. He is fast.
Oh, wait a minute. Now are we going to get something
hold?
walked off the other way? I didn't
another
see
sideline
the
warning,
call.
I
Sideline
believe.
warning. This time is going to be a penalty against
Yep.
Oak Harbor.
Scott going back, number 7. You know, that's one thing about him. Those 5-yard hooks, yeah, you can try to jump that, but
He
they give you a
goes.
hook and go. He can get behind you real quick because that guy's
Like
got some speed.
hard to pressure Lalonde. He's really good in the pocket. Their offensive line does a great job. You know, he's a little short. That's why they got him in the shotgun so he could see, but it's hard to blitz him. He's difficult
Well,
to get to the ground.
I know one thing they preached was contain this week.
There's a
defense.
bad snap
Low
right
snap
there.
fumbles,
There's a screen.
Got rid of
yeah.
it, thrown away, and
Garrison
tackled
Cruz.
head on. Well, he's still going, and he'll battle his way back to the original line of scrimmage. Boy, oh boy.
Hey, that was a screen that we blew
Change
up.
this week.
There's a bad
Low
snap right
snap
there.
fumble,
But there's a
Braden
screen.
Got rid of
Yeah.
it, thrown away,
Yeah,
and
I
tackled
think
head
the
on.
guy as he actually ran
He's
over
still
the body
going,
of Garrison
and he'll
Cruz,
battle
did
his
a
way
flip,
back.
and that's the only way he was
I think
able
it's
to
third
stay
down,
on his
isn't it?
feet.
They got second down on the field. I
Third
believe
down
it's
on the
third.
scoreboard.
What are we doing, dude?
Should be
Third down and
That should be third down. Got the pass play, that play, and the penalty. Should be third down.
all right, back to throw, little down and out, going to be caught right away inside the 40-yard line, down to the 38, pick up a 5, and it's going to be
Did they blow that play dead for the sideline
they
warning?
must have. They must have blew it dead on the penalty.
Wow.
boy, a big break there
Well,
for Oak Harbor, but that's what football is all about. This is the stuff.
Liberty had the stop,
Yeah.
then the penalty, and this happened a little bit against Patrick Henry. We gave them second, third opportunities on 15-yard penalties.
All right, they're in 4-down territory, I would assume. Motion this way, low snap, keeps it, heading around the left side.
Oh,
He's
man.
going to break
Wrap.
one tackle, heading down the sideline, makes a great cut.
Wow.
Finally caught from behind inside the 20-yard line.
There's
That'll
your.
be a gain of about 20 yards on a scramble.
Now you know what you know. Player of the year in that conference.
offside, maybe a couple yards on the play, second down. That time it was quick. They didn't fool around. The snap was there, trying to catch you off
How about
balance.
this? We're going to end the first quarter here. 2 drives in this game. It's going to be a shortened game.
Yes, sir.
We talked about this
Possessions are
earlier.
jewels. Possessions are jewels.
Man goes in motion.
We
There's
jumped
the quarter.
offside.
Oh, man. Another penalty against Liberty Center.
Gary.
And again, I'm going to tell you right now, we can talk about good penalties and bad penalties, but when you get inside the red area, that's a bad penalty. It's killed Liberty Center all year
what was
long.
the call?
Offsides.
Okay,
No reason for it either.
Encroachment. Okay. Well, Oak Harbor in the red zone down near the 10-yard line. They've got a second down and 4 as we break for the quarter.
Hey, a couple things. We're not going to run our sponsor commercials during the playoffs. It's just something that we've not done, and OHSAA doesn't look fondly upon it. But, we've had a lot of sponsors and a lot of people this year contribute to what we're doing. I think we had a set of grandparents, guys, that contributed to the foundation, just thankful grandparents. So a lot of people out there appreciate our sponsors, doing what we're doing. We love it. Go out on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We are now over 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and a lot of good things happening for us. But, we'll continue to bring you games. The winter schedule is actually going to go up on our site here this next week. We've got it all confirmed and ready to go, and we're looking forward to bringing you more football.
Coach Casey Moeller just went waltzing down the sideline in the ear of one of the officials for 60 straight yards. Casey not happy. All right, nevertheless, here we go. Second down and 4. They give on a delay right up the middle, pounding through and into the end zone. It is an Oak Harbor touchdown.
Man, oh, man, I'll tell you what, guys. Oak Harbor is dangerous on offense, and we saw it there. If you're going to give them penalties, Jigs, you're going to give them penalties. They're going to take it, score touchdowns. This game is tied. It did need to be. I'm sure Casey's thinking through some of those penalties in that drive.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate call, there at midfield and with the defensive back. Oh, well, you just got to play above it. All right, good snap, good hold, high kick, up, good. That ties it up.
I think you saw
7 seconds deep into the second quarter.
I think you saw there, Spike. We cannot afford to give this offense more possessions because they are very capable. They are very explosive. They got all kinds of players that can take it at any time.
All right, so that's what this is all about. It's check and it's checkmate. It's charge and recharge. They saw us for a series. We saw them for a series. Now what's new plays, what changes are going to be infused?
Guys, I'm going to jump in here real quick. We got a couple of scores. Patrick Henry 7, Hopewell Loudon 0. Perkins and the Napoleon Wildcats are tied at 7.
Okay.
Wow.
So we'll try to keep you updated.
Yeah, go Henry County.
Ironton is down 7-0 to Harvest Prep.
That's a big game there.
Well, Harvest Prep's legit, and they've been legit all year. That was going to be a war as well. Well, Spike, Brian talked about it. With both offenses capable of ball control, this clock's going to get away from us.
Oh, yeah.
And Oak Harbor gets the kickoff in the second half. So Liberty's second drive will be very important.
All right, Tigers take it down there at the 3-yard line. Return right up the hash mark. Makes a great cut. Colley pounds fast one and battles his way up to the 27-yard line. 25-yard return. Good job.
Anytime the ball gets in Cam Colley's hands, I like it, Brian. He's explosive. He reads. He's a senior. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, nice little return there. 1 or 2 blocks away from potentially breaking that thing open, and Oak Harbor has given up some returns this year, something to keep an eye on.
All right, Hammondtree comes running out, the tight end. So the Tigers showed a lot of different offensive sets that first series. Now they've got the double wing package, rents the single setback. Motion this way, give to the motion man, Cruz.
There we go.
Cuts past one, stays on his feet, and pounds up to the 40-yard line.
It's
a gain of 12 and a first down.
To me, it looks like Liberty Center's offensive line, they're really making some key blocks, and they're moving Oak Harbor where they want to take them, man.
Yeah, this has been a dominant
Gary Cruz is a very explosive runner.
Tough.
He gets hit, and he has the ability to gain that extra 3 or 4 yards, keeping his balance. All right, wing left set. Motion to the short side. They're going to run power.
Good blocking
Moeller
there.
on
There
that.
it is.
Moeller drives ahead,
There you go.
and he bulldozes. He fullbacks it. He pounds his way across midfield for a gain of 11. The Tigers get another first down.
Off tackle, man. 4-5. A lot of beef. Running to strength to that wing and tight end. Liberty, again, moving Oak Harbor against strength.
I was not expecting this dominant this early from Liberty Center offensive line. It has been
Now, Liberty's
impressive.
done one thing. They've won field position temporarily. Now we've got to
point.
continue
Good
to
point.
move the ball.
Well, Liberty Center's offensive line, Spike, you talked about in the pregame. Nick Miller has these guys eating nails tonight. They're moving Oak Harbor all over
And
the
they
football
get
field.
stronger.
They're a machine.
Yeah, they normally
Well
get stronger.
oiled. Double wing package. Cruz on the left, Moeller on the right. Cruz in motion.
Oh,
Give straight ahead. That play didn't work. It blew up. Somehow a handoff was missed. Grady got caught in the backfield. He'll lose 4 yards.
there's your All-Ohio player, Jacob Ridner. Wherever the ball's at, number 58's at, he is a stud right on top of that. I don't know what that was, if that was a keep.
It looked like a broken play of some sort
Yep.
there. He doesn't need much time. That's why the drop-back passing game against him tonight is probably not a good idea.
He is a next-level pass rusher at the Division V level.
All right, Cruz spread out wide to the far side. Ball on the Tigers' own 49. They're going to give it
There he
to the
is.
wingback. Ball fumbled, and Miller's going to fall on it back at the 40-yard line. All of a sudden, I opened my mouth too soon. That field position battle is a little bit altered now. Wow,
Was that
Liberty-
Ridner on the 10 to hit
Yeah, it
and
was.
the
Yep.
cause fumble?
Yep.
Man, oh man, 58
Game
again.
changer.
Jacob Ridner just winning his blocks, winning at the line of scrimmage and getting a lot of penetration. You know, he is not a big guy, but he is quick
Very strong.
and very strong off the snap.
Chain gang having a little trouble over there. Certainly not as well versed in their job as what our chain gang crew, with experience average per man about 37 years. All right, double wide out to the far side. Single setback. Cruz in motion. That
Yes.
play's blown dead.
Another Liberty Center penalty, I think. A delay of game. Wow. Penalty number 3. And again, every penalty we've had has been enormous in terms of its situational flag. Wow. Not good.
Well, now, looking at 3rd and 26, you may have to play for field position here and just get some part of it back at least.
Yep. Brian, we've talked about this, and this has been not many weaknesses in this football team, but penalties. It's been all year.
Yeah.
You can make excuses and you can justify all you want. This team's got 8 to 10 penalties a night. It's not going to get it done as you get deeper in the playoffs.
No,
Casey's got to get it tightened up.
Penalties and turnovers so important when
Yep.
you get deep in the playoffs. It was a great job there by Grady to get on that ball. That would have
Yep.
been a big turnover, but we can't continue to hurt ourselves.
Well,
with
the
these penalties.
important thing now is how we react to it. I'm
Yep.
not saying we're going to pick up 26 yards for
Yeah.
a first down, but we have to come out and continue to play Tiger football. All right, double wing set. Miller under center. Motion to the far side. They're going to give it straight ahead. That's Rentz. He'll get it back up to the 40-yard line. Tigers just trying to get a little bit of the ground back that they lost. They got penalty yardage back, but it's going to bring up 4th down now, and Liberty with the ball in their own 41.
First 2 drives, Brian, first 2 carries of the second drive look real good,
Yeah.
and then you get bogged down with penalties.
Two negative plays. Penalty. Can't do it. See what Max can't flip the field here.
All right, good job. Takes his time,
yeah.
walks
Good
up on
kick.
it, high
kick.
floater.
Great kick.
That's going to
Oh,
go over
yeah.
his head. Hit it to 16.
Man, oh man,
And
attack
it's found
Walker.
out down near the 10-yard line. So Liberty Center does flip the field. They've got Oak Harbor buried back deep on about the 12.
You know, Spike,
Was
Max
that a
Walker.
45, 50-yard punt
Max
there?
Walker
Man.
is a weapon. We basically, and you talked about field position, winning it and losing it. Max Walker just turned it around and won it for us with
Right.
his foot.
Big time.
All right,
Wow.
now the Tigers have seen Oak Harbor for one series. How will the Liberty Center adjust? All right, same empty backfield. Looks one way, throws the other. The
He's
home
got
run
him.
ball got him.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
right through his hands.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Had him beat. Who is that there?
I think you've seen the speed of number 7.
Tyler Thompson ran right by Blake Garber, and
Hey, that guy can
man,
absolutely
oh man,
jet.
that was impressive. Was that 7? Is that? Yes, it was.
Yeah, he can go.
Spike, we talked about Tyler Thompson. He is a burner, and
Yes.
he's
Baby.
dropped 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he has.
Those balls were well thrown, and he dropped that one. He barely missed the other one. Wow.
Now, 2nd and 10, but with this wide open offense, that may not deter them from their game plan at all. Now give right
There
up
you
the
go.
middle. There ain't going nowhere on that one. Probably a loss of a yard. Smackarino.
I think you're going to see a little
Spangler.
You're going to see a little bit of inside run, but you're going to see a lot of quarterback run
Yep.
and throw the ball down the field, Brian.
Well, I think they've seen what they like so hard. They've seen what they've liked so far on a couple of those big shots, man. They've missed 2 of them so far. They're going to come back to that. Okay.
All
That's
right.
a big stop there.
Third and
down
11.
and 11 from their own 12. Got a protector. Back now rolls right. Hedler throws upfield. It's
Oh, man.
caught, and that's going to be a first down
Wow.
up across the 25-yard line.
That's just another great play by Michael Lalonde. He gets out to the right,
Creative.
just a little roll to the right, bought a little time.
Rush integrity. We've talked about that a little
Lane
bit. It's really,
integrity, yes,
lane
sir.
integrity. You can't let that guy get out and use his legs and or arm. That's when he's really dangerous.
Yeah, he's the player of the year for a reason. You're seeing it.
All right, 7.5 minutes. Oak Harbor now up to the 27-yard line.
Spike, that
Nope.
ball was well thrown.
Yes, it
as
was.
well, right on the line.
Yep, he was scrambling and put it right on the money. All right, take their time. Play clock down to 7. Here's the snap, rolling right.
Oh,
Tries to
man.
hustle. Slips through a tackle, stays up, finally caught. Tigers catch up with him, but a gain on first down of 6 yards.
Yeah, Liberty's got to first contact.
break down. We gotta
You
make
gotta
that
break
tackle.
down
Yep.
because he is just slipping those tackles. Lalonde is a weapon. That time Stephen broke.
It
It's
would have
right
been
on
about
time.
a 2-yard gain. And
Stevens
it
right
turned
on
into
time there, Brian,
Yep.
but he's got to finish that tackle,
Yep.
man.
Kind of like a little whisper in the night.
Yes.
He's not a power runner.
But he
No,
runs
but
tough.
he runs tough, and he runs
Yes,
strong,
he
and
runs
he's quick.
tough. He's elusive. All right, 2nd down and 4 at the 32-yard line. He comes up, now drops back. He's got a single protector out there. Straight drop, throws.
Great
That's
job,
gonna be tipped to
Gary.
the line of scrimmage. Gary Cruz, bingo, baby.
I'll tell you what. You know, we talked about Lalonde being a dangerous guy, but one of his weaknesses, he's shorter. That's why they got to put him in a shotgun, and I think Garrick's the Cruz just jumped out of the gym there. But you
Fantastic
can
play.
get your hands on his
Yes.
passes, Spike.
All right. Well, a critical down here. We've only got 6.5 minutes left in the half. 7-all tie.
5-yard curl. Uh-oh,
Yes,
that's
sir.
big play there.
There
Wow.
you go. Big penalty against Oak Harbor, Brian.
You got number 7 on Collie at the top. They like that 5-10-yard curl. Watch him. They got him one-on-one.
Boy, this is a game where every yard is critical. I mean, you go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9.
Huge.
That takes half the playbook away. All right, empty backfield. 3rd and 9. Ball on the 27.
Cannot let them convert 3rd and longs, Brian Babcock. Cannot let them do it.
No.
All
Need to stop right here.
Liberty Center's defense looking for a stop. They show 3 down linemen. 8 spread out the width of the field. Drops back
No
to
pressure.
throw.
Going
He'll
deep.
throw it for everything. Up the
Great job,
marbles.
Blake.
No way. Super job by Blake Garber again. He was attached at the hip. It's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
Tell you what, good job in the defensive backfield. Excellent job. Grady Miller, you know, he's been our best defensive back for a couple of years. He shut down Wyatt Augsburger, the number 2 receiver, Brian. Excellent job with the defensive backfield.
Staying right on top of that route. Great job. That's a big stop.
Tell
We
you
needed
what,
that one.
We got ourselves a football game here,
Oh,
Spike.
we
we buddy.
do, baby.
We got ourselves
Yes,
a
we
football
do.
game, boys.
7. Standing back at his 15-yard line. Low line drive. That's going to hit at the 45.
Oh, man.
Slow its
I don't-
roll
looked
down,
like
and
that
it'll
almost hit
roll
him.
dead just inside the 40, where Liberty will take over. 1st and 10 from about the 38.
Like watching Jackson Bartels, number 17. These guys like to block it up on returns. I mean, we talk about the coverage, but, you know, I think our punt and kickoff return teams are equally as good. Brian Hefflinger, I can't say enough about our special teams. And, of course, I love Brian Hefflinger.
All levels.
I mean, yeah, anything you throw out there.
It's all
After the extra point block against Napoleon, this thing's played almost perfect.
Guys, end of one, Perkins 14, Napoleon 7.
Yeah. All right, now Liberty Center's turn. They've got it from their own 38. Motion to the far side. They're going to give it straight ahead. Rents pounds forward.
Wow,
And
Tyler
he'll
Lay
pick
again.
up about 4-yard tough yards.
Tyler Lay is putting people on their shoulder blades.
He's got at least 3 pancakes so far.
I mean, he is like the pancake house tonight, the Waffle House. This may be the Waffle House. 51 playing at the next level. This has been going on for weeks, by the way. This ain't new
All right,
for
that
Tyler Lay.
allows Liberty to open the playbook wide open. We got a wing right set with a wide out far side. Motion Cruz. They're going to give a power off the right. Rents battling forward, puts his head down, picks up 3 tough ones up to the 45.
That's Thomas Moeller, and again, I like the variety, in this running game.
Moeller, excuse me.
Thomas Moeller, but good job again. Casey dialing up a lot of balance here, Brian, and you talked about it. He's a great great play caller.
All right, 3rd down and a short 3. The Tigers need to get the ball up to the 48.
Look for Waylon Rents here.
Miller under center. Cruz the wing right. They're going to run power this way. Rents has got it. Leaps over a tackle. Sticks his head down and drives forward. He'll pick up 6 yards and a Tiger first down inside the 50-yard line.
Off tackle power to number 19. Where have you seen that play before? That's been running around here for about 111 years. Waylon Rents.
All of them.
Man, Waylon Rents is just – you get him going, and he is a problem for defenses, man. Wow.
All right, now coming out at tight end is Zeider to this right side. You've got Gary Cruz wing to the right. Let's see where we go. Now Cruz in motion. They're going to give it to Cruz
good blocks.
on a jet
Lot of
sweep.
power.
Cruz pounds forward down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, and the Tigers sitting in the proverbial catbird seat now.
Yeah,
2nd and 4.
You're seeing a lot of those lead ups where you got the wing and then that half leading up. You're seeing a lot of that tonight, and get a couple extra blockers in there. That's been a very successful
Waylon Rents, as good a blocker as he is runner, Spike. He can really block it up on those powers.
All right, Rents on the right, Moeller on the left. Cruz in motion. They're going to give it to the first back. Rents breaks the tackle. Pound slips up over another one. Leaps up and down to the 33-yard line. A gain of 9, and the Tigers moving the chains again.
Anytime you run in the middle of the field, look for those centers and guards. Clayton Seal, he's in some battles tonight. They got 5 guys now. We've seen Oak Harbor run a 4-4 all year, but they've added, as we thought, covering the center. So Clayton Seal on those balls, on those 0-1s, doing a good job blocking at the center position.
3.5 minutes, so plenty of time for Liberty Center. Wide out to this side, wing right. They're going to run power to Rents down to the 30. He'll pick up 3. 3 isn't a lot, but it's that positive yardage. It just allows you to do a lot more things on 2nd and 3rd down.
I like the fact that Liberty's in possession because Oak Harbor gets the ball at half, and Ian Rosebrook staying loose on the sidelines. This could be a field goal game tonight.
All right, Rents on the right, Moeller on the left in the backfield. Gary Cruz wing left. Give to the second back. That's Moeller, and Moeller a pile drive down to the 25. That is relentless yardage. That is power football. That's Kip Kern football.
Thomas Moeller had some space, gets tripped up. Want to see him drive through that a little bit, but good run by Thomas, good call by Casey.
A couple of quick updates. Perrysburg and St. Ed's tied at 7 at end of 1. Highland over Anthony Wayne 10-7 at the end of 1.
Rex would be barking, pick those feet up, right, Brian?
Yep.
All right, Rents on the left, motion Cruz. Cruz is going to get it.
There you
Power
go.
football.
There you go.
Cruz breaks through. He's at the 10 and still running down to the 6-yard line. A gain of 20 yards, and Liberty knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
There's Gary Cruz running through arm tackles and with a burst, and he's just a big dude, man. I mean, you kind of get lost in Waylon Rents' size and veracity, but man, I'm telling you, Gary Cruz is just as big and strong.
Yes, and man, that play has been so money. You got Thomas blocking, you got Waylon Rents leading up, and Gary does not need much room to break it.
Hey, we got the Road 2 crew up here. I got Coach Jasix beside me. These guys have been loyal football followers for the last 50 years. All right, here they go. Give to the second back. That's Moeller. Moeller hit right away, and he'll get down to about the 5. They still got 2 positive yards.
Now this clock's ticking. I like Liberty possessing the football and giving Oak Harbor a very short and small clock as they get to their drive. Liberty doing a great job, masterful clock management.
I think you're going to see 19 a couple times here.
Don't be surprised if we see that
maybe a little
wing stuff and in motion, and Cruz slips out of the backfield out.
Or maybe a little keeper here from the quarterback,
Yeah,
too.
we've seen that last week, the quarterback keep.
All right, now they shift over to the power side. Hammondtree and Zider both in there. Cruz, the wing on the left. They're going to run pitch sweep. And Rentz hit in the backfield, and now a loss of a couple. That'll make it 3rd and 8.
Well,
3rd and goal from the 8.
You know, Jakes, you called it right. That's a run blitz. They're not able to handle man-on-man, so they've got to add a couple dudes, and that's what that was. Number 40 got in there and made a nice tackle, and he is a good-looking player. Good job, and got him to the ground, Micah Miller. And I think Oak Harbor's going to have to take some chances in the run blitz game for them. This is a big opportunity right here.
We've got 2 downs. Let's worry about 4th down when it gets here. Right now, Liberty has White out here. They're going to make power football to Cruz. Cruz cuts it up inside. He's going to pound down to about the 3, where it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 3.
Doesn't kick it here.
Well, I told you this game could come down to the kickers, and both can do it. They've got themselves a good-looking kicker. Of course, we've got Ian Rosebrook, but Oak Harbor took some chances
big stop
and some run blitzes, outnumbered Liberty, and stopped them.
We get going here. Tick, tick, tick. What are we doing?
Well, you can always call timeout.
They just did.
Have to.
Well, really good job there, Spike and Brian. Liberty Center, excellent clock management. Casey Mueller right to the second. You want to get it?
And you know, with 7 seconds, that does give Liberty a chance maybe on a fumbled snap. No, I'm sorry, it's 4th down. We don't have that option. My bad.
Guys, coming up at halftime, we will have coverage of the bands at halftime. As we take our break, we'll also be back at halftime with some stats. And once again, we haven't played our commercials for our sponsors, but, man, we really appreciate all those people. And if you've watched games this year, you know who those people are, and they make these broadcasts possible for you guys.
All right, Ian Rosebrook, 5 out of 7 in field goals this year. Very accurate and a tremendous extra point kicker. He's got Fitzenreiter to snap, Crime Brink to hold. Grandma Jean Kern, I hope you're loving your Tiger football. Here we go. All right. They set. Good snap. Good hold. Kick on the way. That's going to split the uprights. And Liberty Center Tigers take the lead 10-7 with 5 seconds left in the half.
What a great job by Liberty Center's coaching staff. Casey right to the second. You can't give Oak Harbor extra snaps, and he didn't do it. Great drive by Liberty Center and points.
Yeah, I think good points, Scott. I mean, points are going to be very valuable in this football game. This thing's going to continue to be shortened in the second half. We saw 4 possessions?
Yes.
Or 5 possessions in that first half total. So, I mean, just naturally, points you got to take them when you get a chance.
Well, Oak Harbor, we'll talk about it at halftime after the halftime show, but Oak Harbor feels pretty advantaged in the wide receiver game. They've got a couple guys that can get down the field that
they've surprised me.
They've
with
missed catches.
Some of the speed.
They've missed catches that were right there for touchdown plays. So Liberty Center Spike and Ian Rosebrook, big points right there.
Well, and that's part of the game. If you want to throw the football, boy, there's a lot of reward. But when there isn't, boy, that can bite you in the big toe in a hurry.
Tell you what, I would not want to get bit in the big toe by Spike Whitman. That would stink.
I think you're safe.
I did, however, today get a pedicure on my feet today for my birthday. Got my nails done and got a little massage on the calves. It was fabulous.
All right, here's Max Walker to deliver. Low line drive. That's going to hit it to 20. Bounce around. Has to scoop it up. And
not against this cover team.
Much running room there. The special teams job does another super job. That'll end the half. Liberty Center on top. 10-7 over a very game and fighting Oak Harbor squad.
All right. With that, folks, once again, Liberty Center 10, the Oak Harbor Rockets 7. And with that, we'll be back after this halftime break.
Use your inside voice.
Is that on the Zoom just when you do something good, special?
Yeah. Hey, these guys are 5,700.
Band members. These members have been a part of over 13 parades, 40 halftime shows, and have spent over 800 hours in rehearsal preparing for performances throughout their high school careers. This extremely energetic, dedicated group of students have truly represented us as the pride of Oak Harbor. We open our show with a Lady Gaga favorite chosen by the senior class. Here is Bad Romance. As the show continues, we're taking a journey into the jungle. This rock anthem sets the stage perfectly for our two-time head majorette, Madison Witt. She is sure to wow and delight as we present Welcome to the Jungle. Before our final number, we'd like to give a big shout out to the Liberty Center High School Marching Band seniors. Congratulations. Now, we invite our Oak Harbor senior band members to center field. Tonight we feature these 15 seniors, our drumline, and senior majorette Kara Denzik as we perform a high-energy tune that blends soca and hip-hop. Here is Uma Thurman. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming the field of marching pride of Tiger Country, the Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band. Band is led on the field this year by drum major Savannah Hernandez and band captain AJ Seymour. Tonight, band is bringing you the second show from the regular season, and if you enjoyed our comedy show, this show is dedicated to the musical genius of pop artist Lady Gaga. Our first song is about a not-so-good relationship. This is Bad Romance. Drum major Savannah Hernandez, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, your Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band. What do you do when your sister doesn't wake up when her alarm goes off? Well, the answer is in this next song's title, Poker Face. And speaking of being ourselves, we end our show about a song that celebrates the uniqueness of who we are. Works for me too. No apologies here, we just want you to know we were born this way.
We're back here at Kazmaier Stadium in Maumee, Ohio. The Liberty Center Tigers lead the Oak Harbor Rockets 10-7. Hey, before we get into halftime stats, here's a couple of scores. At Ironton 14, Harvest Prep 7. Eastwood 28, or Eastwood 7, Edison 28.
Ooh.
Napoleon 14, Perkins 21. That's a game, guys. And PH all over Hopewell Loudon 28-0.
Wow.
Now, would you repeat the Eastwood score?
Yeah, because I said it wrong 10 times. Milan Edison 28, Eastwood 7.
All right, that's a big one.
Well, Milan Edison's for real.
All right, let's get some numbers.
We got to find out if they're for real.
Well, I think they are. We'll see, we'll see if we can get by this one to see it. First half stats, guys. This is a defensive game. We talked about how good these defenses are, and they are delivering. Excellent job by both defenses tonight. Liberty Center first downs, 11 first downs to Oak Harbor's 5, and that's sustained drives by Liberty Center and some really good running on a couple drives. Rush yards, Liberty Center 153 to Oak Harbor's 51, so Liberty 100 yards more rushing. Passing yards, Michael Lalonde 32 yards. Liberty Center's only passed for 5. Penalties, Liberty with 3 for 25, but they were critical. Penalties for Oak Harbor 2 for 10. No turnovers, even though we did have a fumble. Total yards, Liberty Center 138 to Oak Harbor's 83. And Jigs, we talked about it. They missed on some big plays that were touchdowns. Michael Lalonde at passing, he's 4 for 8 for 32 yards. He's run the ball 5 times for 37. Grady Miller's thrown it twice, 1 completion for 5. The distribution here, Casey's done a great job of mixing the run. Gary Cruz, 8 attempts, 61 yards. Waylon Rentz, 12 attempts, 52 yards. Thomas Mueller, 7 attempts and 51 yards. Guys, Liberty Center really managed that last drive masterfully and got out of it with a field goal by Ian Rosebrook. But Oak Harbor had their chances, Brian. They did a great job. There's a couple drop touchdown passes. You know, this game's a long way from being over, but this Tyler Thompson is legit speed demon getting by our defensive backs.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody run by our secondary like that all year. So he's got some serious jets. That's a guy that you got absolutely circle at halftime and say, guys, you got to give him a cushion. Give him a cushion. He cannot get behind us because that could be the difference in this ball game. I think this game is going to continue to be tight. If we're going to drive the football, it's going to be sustained 5, 7, 10-minute football minute drives. So limited possessions here again this second half. Cannot give up a big play.
You know, Spike, we talked a lot about our coaches in the pregame for a reason. This is where they really shine. They get into that locker room. They get on the boards. No one panics. There's not a lot of yelling. It's real corporate football.
Absolutely.
Corporate professional football here at a high school level. Casey Moeller, outstanding after halftime. Talk about some things we're going to have to do in this coaching staff, get these guys ready for the second half.
Well, I think it's simply a matter of it continuing to block. I mean, we are so close to having Rents break big ones, Gary breaking big ones. While they're on the verge of a lot of possible home run balls, we're on the verge of breaking a lot of runs, too.
Yep.
Well, we will kick.
Hey, by the way, Landon Cruz, I'm sorry, not Landon Cruz. The lineman from last year,
Landon Backelman.
Landon Backelman is out there on the field, was out there at halftime talking to the guys. He's up there talking them up now.
He's a little bit of an inspirational character,
yes,
you think?
You better
One of the
believe
all-time greats, Landon Backelman. I know that they like having the all-timers from last year's year, and some of the old players come back sometimes.
It's a good thing he got it done moving all those cows on his farm, picking them up
their
and
house,
moving
I
them.
think, right? Well, Oak Harbor will receive the kickoff here in the second half, and Spike, Liberty Center held Oak Harbor's powerful offense to 83 total yards. That's great defense by the Tigers.
That is typical Liberty Center defense.
Yes. That's Matt Bryan. That's Matt. We talk about Matt Bryan. You can't find him anywhere, man. He's just calling plays. I don't know if he's in the booth or on the field. I can't ever find him.
How many possessions? Did we each have 3 possessions?
We had 3, they had 2, or did we have?
I thought it was 5 total. I think it was 3 and 2, or maybe they had 3. 5 or 6 possessions total in that first half.
Yeah, I thought it might have been 3. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Jigs, that's your job to keep track of
know,
possessions.
come on.
Let's go, man.
Come on, that's why we got the 3-man booth
why do you
here.
think we paid Brian Babcock so much money
here.
to come in here to be a 3-man guy to keep track of possessions? He didn't get it done.
And his contract auto-renewed yesterday. So
I'm going to need to see an outline exactly what my expectations are.
Next
what your
year.
expectations are?
All right.
Get it done, and it's free. You don't get paid around here.
Second half football, that's what Liberty Center is all about. That's what they're made for physically. Let's see if they can put that into play.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 51. He's an atomic bomb waiting to go off on somebody.
High end over
Nice
end,
kick.
that's deep, and that's going to
Great
come down
kick.
at the 4-yard line. Return. Now kicks it out to the right side. He's got a seam. Closing fast,
man.
slows down.
Oh!
Fumble, and it goes out of bounds. Oh, the ball was in the air, but it was bouncing like a ping pong ball, and Oak Harbor will keep possession.
that?
Well, I want to tell you, though,
that?
as much praise, I think that was Old Crew that knocked it free, but as much praise as we've given Brian Hefflinger and this coverage team, that was not well covered.
Got beat outside.
They got beat outside. That is an absolute axiom. Don't do it, and we did. And fortunately, not a big gain, but I think Brian Hefflinger will be looking at that one and talking to his guys.
Well, it's overall pretty good. Now, he's going to keep it, trying to get around
man.
that left side. He's going to run into a hard tackle there at the 36-yard line. Gain of maybe 3 on the play, but he paid a price for that run.
Michael Lalonde is that guy. I mean, you call him slippery, Brian, but he's got great vision.
Mm-hmm.
He's patient. He's a senior, and he understands his blocking in front of him. He understands what's going on defensively. He is a weapon.
All right, signals come in from the sideline. Quarterback with a single protector, trip receivers to the wide side, now motions over to the left. Long count, drops back 3 yards.
No
Looks,
pressure.
Fires over the
man.
middle, wide open, caught at the 45.
Oh, man.
Breaks one tackle, slipped
man.
past another one. One man left, that's Grady Miller, and Grady hauls him down at the 25-yard line. 27. That is a 40-yard pass play, complete. Yards after the catch, another 25. And now, all of a sudden, Oak Harbor in business at the Tiger 25.
There was. I mean, the tackling kind of fails and breaks down, and you got speed and explosiveness right there.
Yeah, we got to squeeze that route down. Too much cushion. He had 10 yards. Not good enough.
They got that H-back. Look for a power run here.
All right, drops back 5, throws it out
Back
in the
out.
flats,
Holy
dropped
smokes.
over there at the 15-yard line.
Carson Redner was wide open.
They like that
and-
play, too.
Well, it was there like a little wheel, and it was wide open, and that's big yards. He's got one guy to beat for the touchdown. Liberty going to have to tighten it up here a little bit.
Passing is great when it works, and when you drop passes, all of a sudden now
Behind the
you're
chains.
behind the chains.
Not on time.
2nd and 10. All right. Out of the pistol, in the backfield. Throws it. Quick
That's the
shot
route.
out there. Throws to the middle man. Liberty Center.
It's too much.
Just enough cushion, and that's going to be enough for a first down inside the 15-yard line. Oak Harbor now threatening.
Michael Lalonde throwing dimes inside the hashes and got her hands up, almost got a tip, got in the window, but Lalonde just throwing BBs.
Yeah, they run that a lot, those 5-yard hooks all the way down the field, and he's very efficient. He does not miss very often.
We're not going to get to him. We're not going to sack this
Yep.
guy. It's not going to happen. So we're going to have to cover.
The Lions pass complete to
1 yards.
Just accurate throwing, hook-up routes inside the numbers. Very effective Oak Harbor opening drive in the second half, Brian.
Yeah,
Everything we kind of feared is
Yep.
this right here.
No, it's important for these snipers and corners to really clamp down on these routes. You cannot
All
give
right,
them cushions.
time for somebody to step up and make a play.
Here comes
Drop
the run.
back. Now a little draw. Quarterback draw. Scrambles, twists and turns. He's down inside the 5, near the 2.
He powered that in behind a couple offensive linemen at the goal line. I mean, he did not look to avoid tackles there. He just drove right through it to the goal line.
All right, quick play. And they pound it up the middle, and he's not going to make it into the end zone. It's going to bring up No, that might have been.
They got a first down that last play.
They got a first down on the last time. Excuse me. So they have first and goal.
Look for RPO for Michael Alon. That's what he does. Run pass option here at the goal line.
Second goal on the
He'll lead up right on this, too. Yep, there it is.
Touchdown. What
and
a drive.
Twists and turns. Oak Harbor takes the lead on the quarterback, kind of a delayed sneak. He's into the end zone, and Oak Harbor leads it now 13-10.
A guy his size running power behind those offensive linemen is impressive. He finishes runs, Brian.
Yep.
That's a real goal line weapon when you get a quarterback that can drive through offensive linemen.
Seen that on film all year. When they get short, he's going to keep right up the middle.
All right, an important point after touchdown attempt. Kick or snap a little high, well controlled by the holder. Kick is up good. 14-10, Oak Harbor. Just about 9 minutes left in the third quarter. All right, they scored. They've got 2 touchdowns. Big deal. We've got the football. Now let's generate some offense.
Anxious to see Liberty's response because we don't have tons of explosives like they do. Can we drive the football and get this quarter run down with a touchdown at the end of a drive?
Yeah, a 3-minute drive there, so Liberty Center's going to need the ball left, a lot of clock. And, you know, if they can take 6-7 minutes off this clock again, I think that'd be very important. Potentially punch one here before the fourth quarter starts. And, man, oh, man.
Oak Harbor.
This is going to be a tight football game.
Oak Harbor stopping us before half was big. And now they lead because of it.
But we did get points.
We did.
We did get points. Always take the positive. All right, now the Tigers need to set up a line drive kick. That's going to come all the way down in the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. This is where Liberty started their first drive.
Well, they went away from throwing the football, anxious to see if they look at it again here in the second half, Brian. I mean, we're going to have to win this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Running the football, running the clock. I'd like to see us throw it a little bit,
The offense has looked really good, but we only have 10 points to show, unfortunately.
Well, when you're a running football team and you're running clock, that's what you get.
All right, so the Tigers come out. Miller under center. Give to the second back, and Rentz digs and grinds for a couple.
That's the first time I've seen Oak Harbor win the line of scrimmage. They got penetration, drove our offensive line back, and did not let Waylon Rentz get started.
They got a 6. Basically, those 2 linebackers walked up. So they got a 6-man front, essentially, with 2 linebackers on that play right there. Let's see what they do here defensively.
Cam Colley spread wide to the far side.
Yep.
Wing left set, now a motion cruise. They're going to give it again to the second back, pounding forward, gets up across the 25, up to the 27.
Yep, holding.
And
late
a late
flag. It's like Max Walker's looking. This would be a big penalty here.
Yeah.
Instead of being 3rd and 1, we're going to be 3rd and 18 if it's a holding call. Where that was thrown, that looks like it's going to go against Liberty.
Oh, face mask
foul.
maybe.
Oh,
Here we
very
go.
Good.
Whoa,
that is huge.
I like that.
Wow.
I'll take it. I didn't
see it. Baby.
You know, Max Walker was like looking around like, did I hold him? No, you didn't, buddy. We'll take the 15 yards. That's a big penalty against Oak Harbor right there.
That is.
And we know all about big penalties.
Oh, we do. But it slowed down. We've only got 3. It's slowed a bit. That last drive we had did not have penalties to get points, so no penalties, a big part of our game plan.
All right, now from our own 42. Tigers have a double wing set, cruise in motion, takes the handoff around the right side. He's hit at the 44, pounds up to the 45, pick up a 4.
Yeah, Brian, you're right. They're in a 6-man front now, and you knew it was either going to be 6 down or 8 up total. Yep. 4 down or 5 down and 3 more up. I mean, it's 9 guys just within 4 feet of the ball. I'm anxious to see if a trap can work against us a little bit. We've went off tackle a lot. A 0-1 trap might be in order here. I think we can win some of those battles in the middle line of scrimmage. Those aren't the big run stuffers that we're used to seeing in there.
All right, Lamb over here spread wide. They're going to run that power again to Rentz. Rentz never had a chance. Great penetration and no gain on the play.
And number 3, Michael Lalonde, the quarterback, coming up, laying a lick from the safety position.
Ridner as well. He really flows from his middle linebacker position.
He's
great play
just
there.
Very athletic, Carson Ridner. And it's so impressed with Michael Lalonde. I mean, he's up there run stuffing on those outside runs. So Liberty, Oak Harbor Spike is dedicating more guys to the line of scrimmage.
You're right, to the line of scrimmage. All right, Tigers with a wing left set. Garber spread here. Now play action. Miller has time, throws out there.
Oh boy.
That should have been or could have been pass interference. No call. That guy was pushing Cruz off, I thought.
That ball could have used some air. He had no safety behind him. And if Gary gets something over that back shoulder there, you got a shot. But
yeah, pretty good defense there by number 7. Not a lot of room. And that was basically a 2-man route. They were all over it. Oak Harbor, good defensive stop there.
Yeah. Tyler Thompson, their best receiver as a cornerback, makes the play.
All right, Liberty to punt from their own 46. No,
There's
it's a fake. Run it right up the middle, and they're not going to make it.
Did not get it. Wow. First fake punt of the year. Well, that just didn't look good from the start, did it?
Nope.
Wow. Not sure what they saw there. Maybe they saw they could get a block. That's a halftime adjustment. I don't know that we've seen a fake punt all year.
I don't believe.
And
we haven't really had to.
No. Faking a punt inside your own 50, that is a big risk. They had to see something. Brian had to feel good about that. Ooh, that's a tough not make for Liberty.
Need to stop here. Big defensive.
Now this
possession.
sudden change. Watch the big vertical here.
Not a ball game. We come right back. Oak Harbor spreads out 4 players to the far side of the field. He'll look that way. Now going for the man.
Got
Single
him.
Coverage.
Wide open.
First down, Oak Harbor down inside the 20 near the 15-yard line.
They isolated Tyler Thompson, man. They put 4 on the top. One-on-one here. He's won those battles. Big win by number 7, Tyler Thompson.
Yeah, once he started out to the outside, ran that post pattern, he had the angle and was old. Now rolling right. In trouble, hit.
Great job.
Bartels slows him down, tackled at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
That's how you have to tackle this guy. You got to be disciplined. You got to keep your head right on his hips.
Got to hold.
You can't rush.
It was a great job by Bartels to stay outside. Don't let him get outside. Let him cut it back, and then you make the tackle.
Bodies are
great
inside.
Play.
Big holding call against Oak Harbor, man. They are rolling and going no huddle, Spike. They like to do it. They get in rhythm.
They've done it 3 or 4 times.
Their senior quarterback, Michael Lalonde, is in complete control of this offense. Well,
that was a dime, too. I mean, put it on him.
Tyler Thompson.
He has not missed.
Tyler Thompson won that route right off the line of scrimmage, too.
All right, field position important now. First and 20 from the 20-yard line. Now a little delay, give up the middle, and slices forward for about 3. That'll bring up second down and 17 to go. Thought they would catch Liberty off balance.
Right. Carson Ridner, kind of their bell cow in the running game. He's been kind of shut down tonight, but they want to run it for 2 yards. I'll give it to them.
Well, they've almost completely abandoned that and just went to Lalonde's playmaking, his running,
the
and
RPO.
his throwing, and, man, it's been pretty effective here in the second half.
Got to keep them out of the end zone, Tigers. Keep them out.
Empty backfield.
Here he goes.
Now a little
draw.
quarterback draw.
Good
and
job.
He's
God,
going to
Waylon
be
Rance.
under. No gain on the play.
That's how you tackle that guy. Go high, break down, rally, get Hatch to the football.
Slow. You're not going to sack him, so slow rush. Know your lanes. It's almost like covering a punt.
Yep.
Be
break
disciplined.
Down.
Yep. Big play. This is probably 4-down territory, Spike. Although their kicker can kick it.
He can hit one from here.
All right, they're going to have to be looking down near the goal line now. 3rd and 17. Back to throw. He throws it
Pickett.
for the Haymaker.
Got it.
Yeah,
It
Cam
is.
is.
Tipped it in the end zone.
Yes, sir.
What a play.
Cam Colley read it.
What a
stayed
play.
with it, stayed with his man, grabbed it in, and the threat is over.
Man, oh man, that
First
is a
mistake
big.
of the night.
Why is he
I'm
making
not
that
sure.
throw? It's
That's
the
bad.
corner, 2 Liberty guys
Bad.
all over that route. That's the first bad decision he's made. Man,
I don't
what a
understand
gift.
that. I mean, you probably could have had a quarterback draw there, 5-7 yards, put yourself in position to kick a field goal. Instead, you throw one away. That's a Whoa.
I just don't get
That's a
that
gift.
throw, Spike. That was a gift, and Cam Colley again, another big play for the Tigers.
All right, now, this is what Liberty Center football is all about. Running the football, taking care, taking charge.
Got Kreinbrink in here.
Yep,
his
new
first
quarterback.
time.
Kreinbrink with a power sweep, gets outside, breaks one, tries to slip back. Pickup of a couple of tough yards. Boy.
We're going to have to loosen this. We're going to have to loosen this defense up a little bit with the pass game.
Their Oak Harbor defensive backs are running to the football.
Unabandoned.
I mean, you're talking the whole second level, Brian. I mean, safeties, rovers, what do you want to call them? They are running to that off-tackle gap. Boy, some play action here, and a boot pass could be wide open.
Got Waylon
All
Ranks,
right, wide out
Wildcat.
to the far side. Tigers shift over. They've got a power set to the short side of the field. Kreinbrink back. He's going to keep it. Kicks it around now. That's Rentz, I think, on a shotgun, wasn't it?
That's a wildcat where he's the only
I
guy,
should say,
and he's kind of running off tackle. So Liberty, this is a big first down for Liberty Center here. I don't think it's 3rd and 3, is it? Or maybe it is.
Yeah, 3rd and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a pickup of a great 5 yards, much needed.
Caden Kreinbrink could be in this game to throw the football. We have got to throw the football a little bit here.
All right, 3rd down and 3. 3.5 to go. Ball on their own 32. Under center, power formation, wing left. Give to the second back. He's got a hole. Hits it inside the 30, comes forward, and that's a Liberty Center first down.
Now maybe you come back, a little play action pass here, or maybe another run, then play action. It has to come.
Spike, Caden Kreinbrink's in this game to throw the football. I'm going to tell you right now. So you could smell it. Liberty needs to throw the football to loosen up this Oak Harbor defense. I mean, their secondary is just running to the football.
All right, what a great football game. 1st and 10 at their own 32. Tigers with it. Kreinbrink gives straight ahead, kicks to the outside, now kicked it outside for another gain.
Really down
pounds
there.
his way forward, and Moeller, Bursley, Boosley, and Kangley up there banging around, picks up another first down.
I don't know if that was a dive or what, but that's the key on that 6-man front. If you can get past that line, get one block on that linebacker, you got big open spaces. That's what you saw there on that run.
That looked like a belly down where everybody just caving down, got to the second level, big run and big first down by the Tigers.
Tigers are setting something up, just be ready. All right, Kreinbrink under center, wing to the right. Kreinbrink gives
Same
on a
play.
dive, and look at that secondary yardage. That extra effort pounds forward for an extra 3. So a gain of 7 for Liberty Center. Hammondtree comes off.
Big response here so far on this possession. Getting a couple first downs, driving the football. Love to come away with some points here.
From their own 49, Liberty Center with a 2nd down and 4. Kreinbrink under center, wing right set. Now motion back this way to the football. Give it to the motion back. He breaks through one, still on his feet. Gary still.
Look at that guy.
Yes,
pounding
sir.
all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
There was 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, and I told you in the pregame, Rex loved it. He counted, said we can break one tackle. That's what Garrison Cruz did. He broke a tackle, and he almost broke it for the distance.
Garrison Cruz is so tough with yards after the hit.
Yep.
And he's explosive.
Dragging that
he can
guy.
run.
All right,
him.
17-yard gain. 1st and 10 on the 34.
There's your trap.
On that trap play, and progress up or down to the 31. They'll mark it. Gain of 3. Boy, these are tough yardage. This is Tiger yardage.
That's your safety. Lalonde making a tackle at 3 yards. He is just flying downhill
Michael
right now.
Lalonde at the rover position is running straight downhill right at 19 and 30. He's made a lot of plays from that rover position.
All right, Tigers show that wide out to the wide side. Now motion coming back. They give it to that motion back again. That's Gary Cruz. He'll drive his way down to the 25-yard line. Another good gain, and that is a pickup of 6.
Boy, you
so
see
it's gonna be
Clayton.
3rd and 2.
Clayton Seal, Goose Gieske downfield, just staying all over these blocks. Liberty now starting again. That drive for the touchdown earlier, it looks a lot like that Big 12 play 80-yard drive we had early.
This is relentless Tiger football. Wing right set. Kreinbrink under center. Give to the second back. Pounding, driving, stays on his feet. Twisting, turning.
Yes,
driving,
sir.
carrying, back tacklers all the way down to the 10-yard line. 16 yards, and the Tigers move the chains again.
He ran right by that rover and those safeties. They're just diving at the inside run, and I'm telling you, they're running right by. Waylon Rentz ran right by those safeties, Brian.
Yep.
He's that close from breaking it for a touchdown run.
Well, we kept saying, we got to pass, and the coaching staff saying, no, sir, shut it, because we're going to keep running it.
That's why I'm in the booth, and those guys are on the sidelines,
Yeah,
baby.
that's right.
I do think you will see a boot pass.
Yes.
It may not be. You might see it.
That's right.
Maybe not.
It's coming.
I think right
It's
here,
coming.
I feel like it's coming.
All right, at the end of 3 quarters, it's the Oak Harbor Rockets 14, Liberty Center 10.
Hey, we got a couple of scores. Anthony Wayne is down 31-7 to Highland at half. St. Ed's over Perrysburg at halftime, 21-10. Last score I got was PH 28. Hopewell Loudon is now 7. Napoleon's at Perkins, we haven't got an update. It was 21-14 at second. And Eastwood has scored now, so it's Eastwood 14, Milan Edison 28 going into halftime.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
It's the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We're into the third quarter go, man. These possessions, jewels. These possessions
On the
are
radio
jewels.
yesterday, I heard my all-time favorite rock song, Final Countdown. We got 12 minutes. We trail. We've got the football. We are driving. Now let's cap it off.
You could see 2 more possessions in this football game. One for Oak Harbor, one for Liberty Center.
Yes.
This is a really big possession here.
Now, we need 10 full yards. We can't get that first down, down.
Well, I'll tell you what we need is we need a touchdown.
Yes,
we don't
we
need a
do.
field goal.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Cruz, the wing on the left side. He'll go in motion this way. Give to Rance.
Up.
No, that's Cruz. Got it. He
Look at him
battled
drive.
down
Look at him
inside the
drive
5
it.
to the 4 to the 3. Wow, what power.
Big first down
Ooh.
run.
Boy, that had me fooled. I looked for Rance as the second, and they got it to that.
That didn't look like it was run
No,
that
it
smoothly.
acted like somebody was out of sorts there or ran the wrong play almost, but
It worked. It was like a delayed power because he's running
Yeah,
behind Moeller and running behind Garrison.
Yeah.
It worked.
watch it keep
All
here.
right,
We got
pick
Grady
up a
in.
7 yards, second and goal on the 3. We're a minute into the fourth
Power
quarter,
keep.
14-10 Oak Harbor.
Power
Tigers
keep right
with
side.
the offset to the right. Give to Rentz. Rentz
Or just
cuts,
give it to that
makes
guy.
A move. Powers down to the 1 yard
is he
line
close.
now. It'll be third and goal on the 1.
Number 44, Brandon Schultz. This Oak Harbor defense is getting worked over at the line of scrimmage, and
Down with a knee. Hopefully there's
hopefully
nothing.
he's okay. Liberty Center, what a drive, Spike. Just
Oh,
pound.
baby.
Well, again, what were the 2 words? Pound and punishment.
Yeah.
And I think you're
Yep.
seeing Liberty
Pound and
Center.
punishment.
This is it. This is their identity. As much as we want to see them throw the ball, this is what they do.
That's right.
This last year, Landon Amstutz could throw the football. This year, we're going to pound it because this offensive line has been so good all year long. We're getting great blocks, Spike. Clayton Seal, great job. Max Walker, great job. Goose Gieske, man, they're blocking.
It's line execution.
Yes.
They rep it. They rep it. Run it again, Casey.
Yes.
Run it again. And it's just the same stuff. Pound, drive, execute.
Well, these guys are running hard, too. Thomas Moeller is really running like a fullback in there. His shoulder pads are low like Waylon Rentz. Gary, these guys are running and getting tough yards.
Hey, I want to. That was me whistling, everybody. Hey, I want to give a big thanks to Cam Kuchar, the Mommy AD, for making this. And I'll tell you what, if you're out there on YouTube right now, I appreciate 8,100 people online right now, guys. 8,000 people online.
Is that? I mean, is that a
crazy.
record?
Nah, we had 8,000 for this game last year.
Okay. Wow.
If you are Oak Harbor, you're going to run some kind of run blitz stuff.
Yes.
Is this a guessing game between the two
It is.
coaches?
They're going to take a shot here.
Yep,
Liberty's
got
probably
to.
in Liberty. This is a 4-down territory deal here.
All right, Rentz on the left, Moeller on
Sneak
the
it.
right. Gary the wing. They're going to give it to Rentz. Rentz twisting.
Yes,
turn.
sir!
He dives. He's into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown to take the lead.
Yeah, that offensive line, man, really did a tremendous job Mick Miller has these guys playing at a high level. Oak Harbor knows they're going to run. We know they're going to run. Our fans know they're going to run. Touchdown drive, running the football.
Oh man,
Rentz was relentless.
Yes.
He was hit. He made that great second effort on the spin move and got into the end zone.
Big extra
All
point
right,
here.
Good snap. Fitzenreiter, the good hold by Kreinberg,
go.
and Ian Rosebrook hits again. Again. Liberty Center goes up on top 17-14, and I wanted more than a field goal, but right now I love that one back in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, I talked to Keith Kern today, a great old Liberty Center Tiger,
yeah.
a Hall of Famer, a 93 state runner-up.
Yep.
He said, what's the score of this game? I said, this looks like PH to me, 21-15. This looked like a war. I mean, listen, we're not the same team as last year, but we're still putting together wins in a different kind of way. Oak Harbor, much better, and we're ready for this game. They had this game circled like PH. They're playing it just like that.
I have been really impressed with Oak Harbor. Watching film, I knew they would match some of Liberty Center's physicality, but I wasn't quite expecting the explosiveness on offense that I've seen. And, man, they got weapons all over the place, and they certainly can score quick. So Liberty Center defense, another big possession here. If we can get one more stop, get the ball back, run this clock down.
Yep.
You got to like where you're
possession.
sitting.
He's right, Spike. This is a big defensive opportunity, a big possession for Liberty Center on defense.
Well, the Liberty Center did it. Grandma Jean Kern, you got to love it. Roger Meyer, my old buddy there in the Lutheran home, watching this one, I'm sure. Ronnie Yelling, the Fire Pit crew.
What a response.
This
what
is
a
what
response.
it's all about. All right, Walker approaches. Puts the good foot to it. That's going to come down at the 5-yard line. Back at the 4. Tries to go right. Tigers open or close down
Great job.
on that.
All right.
Now
We
got
got
away.
loose.
Running room up the
Oh,
sideline,
no.
and he's going to go
He's
all
gone.
the way. Holy
Oh,
mackerel,
man.
it broke down. And now a
Wow.
96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Liberty Center goes back on offense.
Tyler Thompson, we haven't seen a guy with that kind of speed. And again,
Got a wrap,
our
man.
guys are there.
Got
We got to
tackle.
get them to the ground. I mean, they have been so good all year long. And Tyler Thompson got a crack and exploded, and we had no answer. Nobody in black has that kind of speed. Tyler Thompson for the distance. What an answer by Oak Harbor. Wow, I was not expecting that.
All right. Well, we're going to get the ball back. Now we take care of business.
You know, the coverage lanes have been a little suspect on certain kicks.
Yep.
That cost us there. That cost us. We haven't given up a touchdown on a kickoff in how many years? Wow.
All right. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way, it's good. Oak Harbor takes the lead on a big play. That's what they're all about. They're about big plays. Liberty is all about relentless. Pound, drive, execute. It's the Tigers' turn to come back, move the ball again. They scored twice on 80-yard drives. It's time to do it again.
No panic on the sidelines either. Liberty Center just teeing it up, getting ready to go. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Liberty Center answer with their own big special teams play. Cam Colley is always loaded for bear. He was close earlier on a kickoff return.
What a response. What a response by Oak Harbor, man. We got one heck of a football game tonight. Impressive.
All right, hey, we came to play ball. This is what it's about.
Right.
This will be the way it'll be for the rest of the tournament trail.
That's right.
This is good stuff. We just overcome it. We come right back. Now they're kicking off from the left hash, the near hash. Last time the ball stayed within the hash mark area, trying to cut this thing off. Return lanes.
Fulton Krupp can kick it. He's their kicker, Spike. He's got a good leg.
All right, that'll go to the middle of the field. Taken there. They've got the blockers ahead. Now kicks outside.
There you go, Cammy.
He's got running room and turns on the Jets. And Cam Colley up to the 45-yard line. Liberty Center sitting in a catbird seat again.
Tell you what, you like Cam Colley in the special teams return game. You know, he's got as much ability as anybody on the field. I mean, he doesn't have quite the speed of Tyler Thompson, but Cammie has got explosiveness. That's a big return and much needed for Liberty.
All right, that's big. That's huge. All right, Zeider's out there now. He'll be a tight end. Graber, number 14. He'll line up at wideout on this short side of the field. Zeider, tight end on the far side. So the Tigers with a double wing set. Rents the single setback. Now motion. They're going to give it to the motion man. Tries to kick it up. Gary takes on a tackler. Pounds forward for 4.
Number 2, Braden Butson's made plays all night long, inside out. These Oak Harbor defenders, especially those linebackers and defensive backs, have done a great job, Brian, filling and getting to the point of attack in a hurry.
This defense looks similar to ours, the way they flow to the football. They really run to the football, get a lot of hats around it.
All right. So, Liberty Center, 2nd down and 6 to go. Standard wing set. They're going to run power football to the right side. Rents runs into a submarining linebacker and picks up, they're going to give him 3 on the play. So Rents doing a nice job of that extra couple yards.
Good job at number 58, Jacob Ridner. Again, penetration and, spikes. The way to stop number 19, for us is to not let him get going.
Right.
When he gets going, he's a problem for the defense.
Okay, double wing set with Moeller and Cruz. Rents a single setback. They're going to run power football again. Submarines there. We're going to have a flag on the play. Probably a hold.
It'll be false start. Now we're 3rd and 7.
No, procedure.
Tell you what, Waylon Rents, when he gets going, Brian, he's difficult to tackle. Oak Harbor, slow him down, you got a chance, because Waylon, when he's going full steam, he's impossible. That's a big penalty for Liberty Center. Now we're 3rd and 8. That fake punt we ran was a very interesting call, and give Oak Harbor some credit. They were able to stuff that out and get themselves a
all right,
stop for
3rd
Liberty
down
Center.
and 8. Liberty with the ball at their own 47. Double wide out to the far side. Now Cruz ships over to that side. Miller rolling out. Has to get rid of it. Got out there. It gets caught. It's a completion.
Hey.
And that's going to be a Liberty Center first down, a gain of 11.
There he is, Blake Garber. We talked about it. What a great catch by Blake. You know what, Spike? That was fantastic because he got beyond the sticks and came back to the stick. That was a great route.
Could not make a play with
Grady
that,
Miller,
with
Grady
that
Miller
move.
too, bobbling that ball.
And a
guy
blitz
in his face.
All
Great
right,
throw.
1st and 10 at the Oak Harbor 44. Miller on a straight dive. Moeller twist. Pounds forward, gets down to the 39, a pickup of 5 yards. Give me 5 yards on first down.
Well, you just got it from Thomas Moeller. Good, tough run inside. And anytime you're running behind Giesge and Zeider, you're going to get some positive yards. Those two boys know how to block.
Oh, yes. All right, Garber brings the play in on a timely fashion. Liberty, plenty of time on the play clock. Just over 8 minutes left in the game. Tigers trail by 4. Rents on the left, Moeller on the right in the backfield. Here is the give. No, it's a little swing pass. They get it out there to Rents, tripped up, picks up about 3 toughies. That's one of the routes I was talking about, that swing pass. And he only got him by the shoestring.
Brady Losey, another defensive back, a back 7 guy, running that down. That had potential for a big play, but again, the way they run to the football, very athletic defenders in that back half of the Oak Harbor defense.
That was a tough defensive play. All right, now 3rd down and 3 at Harbor's 37. Back in motion. They're going to give it to the motion
too much
back.
penetration.
Cruz is not going to make it. He's going to come up short. They might have picked up a yard. It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards.
Well, Oak Harbor got off some blocks and got penetration, and that play takes a little time to develop. Oak Harbor, enough white bodies in their white uniforms to make that play. Big time football play right here.
We got 7 minutes to go. A yard and a half the Tigers need. The ball is on the 36-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage. Zider, the tight end on that side. We got Cruz, the wing over here. Miller under center. Miller, they run the... No, Miller keeps it. He's got
Holy
running
mackerel.
room. He gets
Get up
across
there.
the
He got it.
35-yard line, and
He
he's
got
got a
it.
first down.
Wow. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Oh,
Did he
was
get
that
it
a
or
little
not?
bit of delayed
What do we got
action?
here? Where's the spot?
I think we got it.
I don't know.
Carver thinks they got it. Oh, they're going to measure it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What? I'm not sure what that play was. I think it was
I'm
supposed to be
sure-
a keep to the left side there. Grady kind of stumbled, saw the defender, and then maybe wheeled that thing back. I'm not exactly sure what that play call was.
We have seen a couple plays in the backfield that got a little
Jump out.
discombobulated.
Yeah. That guy just threw up. That was
Who did?
close. Carver kid.
Oh, man. This is a big spot right here.
Yeah, we had to get across the 35. This is going to be close.
Carver says, Liberty's got it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Liberty Center
By
Tigers
the-
first down.
By the hair of our chinny chin chin,
Whoa.
Spike
Hey.
Whitman. I love it.
We needed a yard and a half, and we got a yard and a half.
Wow. Yeah, again, I'd like to see that play again because that didn't look.
Hey, great job by Grady to keep
Just
his
get it.
his cool.
Just
Try
get
to
it.
get some yards to get that first down. Great job.
Gutty play by Grady Miller. And
Here we go. We got 6:43 left. We have been tick in this thing. I mean, if we tick this thing down, I don't know. We could run another 3-4 minutes off this clock.
Oh,
how this
easily.
drive goes. This could be it right here. We got
Oh,
a
yeah,
touchdown.
baby. Hey, this is what we came for. Good old Tiger football, Kip Kern football. You got to love the toughness of it. All right, 1st and 10 at the 34. They're going to give on a quick hitter to Rentz. Rentz runs into a pile of tacklers. No gain on the play.
7 Oak Harbor Rockets all over Waylon Rentz. So, man, oh, man, their defense is swarming here in the second half.
Give him a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. Tigers obviously in 4-down territory. That opens the playbook up. They've got a lot of options here. Hang on to your hat, folks. This is good football.
What a game. You knew this was going to be a war,
Yep.
and it is.
All right, Miller under center. Cruz, the wing on the right. White out to the far side. Rentz on the right. Now they're going to run. No, it's a misdirection. Back the other way to Moeller. Moeller pounds through. He'll drive down to the 30. So that makes it a lot more makeable 3rd down, and we're going to call it 5 to go.
They went away from strength that time. They kind of they took Garrison in motion, went away from strength, kind of caught Oak Harbor off guard because they've been going so strong to that wing side, and decent little run there. Here we go.
Oak Harbor seems to be going by their reads. They're going with what they know. It's time to keep misdirection.
Yep.
All right, 3rd and 5 from the 29. 5 minutes left in the ball game. Rents the single setback. Motion this way. They're going to
Good
get
kick,
power.
good cut.
Cruz,
Oh,
Cruz,
man.
grabbed by a shoelace, brought down, but his dive forward to the 21 is a gain of 8, and another Liberty Center Tiger first down.
Man, he was one half a cut away from a touchdown. You could just see it.
Yep.
The Red Sea opened up, but Gary, great finish, offensive line, outstanding.
4 times tonight, shoestring
Yeah.
tackles
Yes.
has
Right.
saved the day for
Wow.
Oak Harbor.
What about this clock ticking? I like seeing that.
As you would say, tick, 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 tick.
We don't want to give them the ball
Well,
back.
Oak
with too
Harbor
much
going to use some
time.
timeouts. It gets to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You can bet your bottom dollar.
Yep.
Liberty Center on the move, Spike Whitman.
All right, we've got an official's timeout here. Nothing is running.
They giving Oak Harbor a break, or what's up? Getting the chain set.
We got a little tangle job on the.
Convenient tangle job. Let's go, man. Oak Harbor doesn't need a break. We got to keep going. Get that
I
clock
know
going.
Mike Mann's sitting down just below us. He's the chief of the Liberty's chain gang, and I know he's
Hey,
hot.
There
He
is
like this
there's no
black
better chain
vanilla.
gang than a Liberty Center chain
That's
gang.
right. All right, we got Garber spread wide to the far side. Rentz on the left. Now motion. They're going to run motion football.
Oh, yes.
Power football
I
with
like
Gary.
that.
Yeah, look at
Gary
that block.
picks up 5
Waylon
yards
Rentz.
on first down.
Leading the way.
Gary gets behind Waylon, and you just got 7 yards. Those two together in tandem, Spike, get a power blocker in Waylon Rentz and a power runner with explosiveness in Garrison Cruz. Great first down gain by Liberty Center.
Oak Harbor's still got to try to jab, and they're going to have to try to
Run blitz.
Yes. They're going to have to gamble because Liberty Center has got some ball carrying momentum. All right, now it's spread out wide to the far side. Collie. Rentz the single setback. Power
Good
football.
kick,
Rentz
good
makes
cut,
a great
go.
cut.
There you
He's
go,
on the
Waylon
feet.
Rentz.
He's at the
Oh,
five.
another
Right
one.
He's down.
fumbles
He's
into
down.
No, they say he was down. The ground caused the fumble. Liberty keeps the football.
Spike, how many shoestring tackles again? That's
Yeah.
number
Oh,
5.
that's number 5.
At least. Whoa.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, when you said it, Brian, earlier, Waylon Rentz gets better late in a fight.
he does.
These are the late rounds of a fight, and Waylon Rentz wants the football.
Oh, baby.
Run this
Coming
clock.
right
Yep,
down
keep
to the
kicking that thing
end.
down.
3.5 minutes to
I'm
go.
okay.
The clock
I'm okay if
running.
this takes
the Rockets lead
till fourth down.
21-14, 21-17
Punch this thing with
over
about a
the
minute left.
Tigers.
Spike,
Come on, baby.
Casey Moeller, a master at managing the clock.
Yes. Rentz on the left, Moeller on the right. They run it right straight up the middle, and that's down to inside the 1 yard line. Now
What's
we're going to
this?
have a late flag. What? No flags now.
Late,
What is the
late,
flag?
Late tells me it's probably Oak Harbor. I mean, it's probably
That's from the line judge
too
as
late
well.
from a hold, right?
Hopefully they
Face
see
mask.
a face mask or
Okay,
something.
that's first down.
No matter what, we just deal with what we get, no matter
I
what.
mean, half a distance, not much, but
Yeah,
it does give you another first down here.
Hey, clock. It's all about the clock
right.
now. Personal foul, face mask, yes.
Big.
You know, that's Spike. They're ripping at the ball in that pile.
Yes,
They're ripping at the ball, and they got a face mask is what that was.
All
Gosh, you
right,
almost wanna
this
down
game
it
a
to let the
long
clock
way
run.
from
I know
over.
it.
Liberty Center with the ball just inside the 1 yard line after the face mask penalty.
Watch Oak
It's
Harbor
ticking.
let Liberty
It's ticking.
score here.
You could take. They took a TO.
I'm going to tell you
Good
what,
call.
you might see Oak Harbor let
Yeah.
Liberty score.
Right.
They want the ball with as much clock as they can.
Yep.
I tell you, I don't know that I would. I don't know what
I
I'd do here. I
know.
want this
I
clock to
know.
run. You want the touchdown, Spike, but you want that clock
You do not
to
wanna
run.
give them
Oak Harbor's
time.
going to let them score. You watch.
Well, they
well,
could. They
they
could. Now, on the other hand, they do sit there and try to play devil's advocate and dive forward and stop short of the goal line to keep the clock running, force them to use timeouts. But you're behind. Can
Yeah.
you afford to do that?
Yeah, that's a
too?
good call.
Yep.
And you know, you're one run blitz away, Spike, like you said, of giving up a -3. Now you're at 3rd and 5. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
take your touchdown and play some defense. All I know is all eyes on Tyler Thompson when they get the football,
Yep.
because they're going to send him deep.
Well, I'm kicking away from that guy.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
couple updates. Patrick Henry now 35-7 over Hopewell Loudon. Perkins 28, Napoleon 21.
Whoa.
So that's a dog fight.
Wow.
And Milan Edison 42, Eastwood 21.
Ooh.
All right, so now we're back onto the field after the Rockets timeout.
Hey, Nick Miller, Spike's got to be proud of his group. Todd Spangler, Brad Howe, these guys have worked those offensive linemen, as you said, all week. Boy,
Yes.
they've really delivered tonight, haven't they?
All right. Take the touchdown. No messing around.
You got to sneak. It's
You've
there.
got Rentz on the left, Moeller on the right.
Oh, man. Too much penetration. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Liberty Center! Touchdown, Liberty Center! It was tight, but the dive play worked, and the Tigers come back with another long drive. 2 80-yard drives and a 55-yard touchdown drive, all sustained. Liberty with great job. It was a long, sustained drive on the field goal as well. 3:03. The Rockets had to use a timeout.
Man, what a great drive. What great poise by this staff and these kids to stay right at it. Those seniors did a great job keeping things calm. Great execution.
And once again, that
Here we
trio
go.
of Fitzenreiter, Kreinbrink, and Rosebrook pounded home, and the Tigers go up on top, 24-21. Ian Rosebrook and his boys do it again. The Tigers lead by that all-important field goal, 3 points.
Hey, another bracket update for us. Ironton 21, Harvest Prep 7.
Whoa.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, Ironton finished number 1 in the AP.
Yeah, Ironton's the real deal.
Ironton's the real deal, but Harvest Prep, good football team.
Yep.
That was going to be a great game, and it's turned out to be one. Now, special teams, you've got to keep the ball away from Tyler Thompson.
Yep.
That number 7 cannot touch this football, Spike. Squib it, whatever you got to do not let number 7 catch this football.
Well, you know what? I'm going to boot it deep with Walker's foot. I'm going to boot it deep. I'm going to depend on some great coverage.
I kick it to 6 for sure.
Coverage teams all year long.
I like kicking it to Wyatt Osberger. I kick it deep to him. I don't want number 7 touching it, flat out. Not number 7.
All right, number 7 is on the hash on this side at the 5-yard line. All right, Tigers prepare. Walker
They
approaches.
just switched.
Yep.
He booms it right
kick.
down the middle. That's
Take
going to
that.
come down to the big guy at the 5-yard line. Return this way. Now makes a cut. Makes another cut. Battles his way up across the 25-yard line. But all in all, in the game position, that's a good kick.
You know,
good coverage.
it was what I liked about what Oak Harbor did. They put Tyler Thompson on the left side and then switched him mid-kick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty creative.
I don't know if Max saw that or if he
Well,
was always kicking to the right.
I don't know.
I like it.
If
All
Max
right,
saw it, that's a
Tigers.
great visual.
It's time to use that pass defense skill
Here we
you've
go.
got right
Here we go. Need it.
2:58 to go.
Cam
Ball
Colley
the 26.
on Tyler Thompson.
Empty backfield, back to throw. Throws it a little short.
Oh
dump
my
out
gosh,
there,
he was
drops
wide
the
open.
My
football.
goodness.
That would have been about a 7 or 8 yard gain at the least.
Oh, I think it could have
and
been more
it
than
stops
that.
the clock for Oak Harbor.
Carson Ridner had all kinds of yards. Great route, clear out. He was wide open for big yards. And another big drop. They've dropped some balls
They
tonight.
have. A lot of clock here. Quarterback draw, quarterback run, still a very possible play. They still got 2 TOs.
Looks like
And
they
they
got-
got a kicker that can really go here.
Cam Colley is your matchup against number 7, Tyler Thompson.
3 down linemen, 8 more or less defensive backs.
Going deep,
Back to
going
throw.
deep,
He'll
going
throw
deep.
it. The home run ball caught.
He dropped it. Oh, my
No,
gosh.
it's incomplete. They said he never had the ball.
Had him.
If it would have incomplete at the 30, had it in his hands.
He did.
He came down, and the referee was on the side where he could see the ball.
Whoa.
He had to have been juggling it.
Well, Cam was beaten there, but he made up
He
for
did.
it and whacked it out
He
of his hands because that was a connection down
I mean,
the field.
You know you got sprinter speed when you know he's going deep and he still goes deep and gets behind you.
And there's no safety in the middle
I
of the
know.
field.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, when you're going 5 wide,
Oh, boy.
it's almost like you want to nickel up here, maybe dime up
Yep,
because 7's
yep,
the guy.
Yep.
All right. The tension is mounting. What a football game here. It's one for the ages. They're down at
What are we
10
doing
from
here?
their own 26. Now they set back motion. They fake throwing underneath, tries to scramble out of there.
Got
Lofts it up there. It's going to be caught at the 45-yard line, and he'll get field position, a catch after the or run after the catch to Liberty Center's 45-yard line.
You know, you can't deal with Michael Lalonde. You can't get him to the ground. He's unsackable. He creates space. He does a great job. That's all quarterback play right there. He had all kinds of progression and time.
As a sniper, it puts you in bad spots. You got to decide, do I come up and try to rush him or stay in coverage? That time we rushed, he dumped it behind.
All right, now a single protector. 3-step drop. Has to roll to his right. Has pressure, and that's knocked
Yeah,
away.
a little early.
That was Waylon Rich
Early.
with a
They got a flag.
spectacular
They got a
stop.
flag.
That's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, probably
It's going to
so.
be pass interference
It
on
wasn't
Waylon
very
Reds.
early, but it was a little early.
Guys, we just broke our record for people online. 9,400
Wow.
watching this game. So, you talk about a big game. It's a big game for everyone.
Man, big penalty. Good
It
job by
probably
Waylon.
was. I believe it probably was with the arm around the hips. All right, this is going to come right down to the wire. 2:17 with the clock stopped on the penalty, and now
Big penalty. Liberty has stayed away from penalties. That one's a big one. Good job by Waylon. They are now close to field goal range. That kid can really kick it.
Yep. A lot of time.
Yeah, they got the
two
clock
timeouts.
advantage now.
We gotta
Keep him out of the end zone now.
That's right. Come on, D.
all right, 1st and 10 at the 31. Motion. He's going to try
There
to
it was,
scramble up the
quarterback
middle
draw.
running room there. Met by
Good tackle.
Colley, brought down at the 25.
2 timeouts for Oak Harbor. This is going to be it right here. They're either going to get it in the end zone or kick a field goal.
The quarterback draw is so dangerous.
Yep.
He is so
Oak Harbor
slippery,
hasn't
so
had
effective.
to use a timeout in this drive, so they do still have those two.
Well, Lalonde, again,
7
just
yards,
counting,
first down.
doing a great job of counting the guys in the box. Good decision by Michael Lalonde.
I'm not sure why they're taking their time, though. I guess they got 2 TOs.
Yep. They're going downfield
All right,
here.
back to throw. Now has to scramble.
Oh, no,
Got away
got
from
him.
pressure.
Oh,
You gotta
my
wrap
gosh.
up.
Sagarino. That's going to keep the clock moving. We're at a minute and a half clock running. Liberty with all 3 timeouts.
Boy, Weimer had him.
Oak
It was,
Harbor with 2.
Once
Third
you-
down and 6.
once you got in Lalonde's face,
Yeah,
he kind of panicked, and Liberty, good job. I think that was a great job by Kellen Weimer.
It
It
was.
really disrupted
It
his
was.
rhythm.
Yep.
Clock is running here. Now time's of an essence.
All right, 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Throws a shot.
Yes! That's going to do it!
Go down, Stevie!
Oh,
Yes!
baby!
Yes, sir!
Weldon saw the route as a linebacker, read it, stepped in front.
Yeah!
And Center's got a 1st and 10 going the other way.
Out.
59 seconds to go. Oh, doggy! Oh, doggy!
Stephen Brogan, better known as a blitzer,
Whoa.
gets in his hook zone. And you know what? The one thing I would say, Michael Lalonde's been spectacular, but you know what? He's not a pocket guy. He likes to move around.
Yep.
And
Yes.
we kept him in the pocket,
Yes.
and he made a bad read, and Stephen Brogan with a fabulous
Oh.
hook zone
Wow.
got underneath that
Wow.
route.
Man,
What
oh,
a
man.
play.
What this-
Senior.
This defense has been doing this all
Wow.
season long
What
when
a
they need
play.
to buckle down. Impressive. Impressive.
Spike Whitman, my gosh. How about Stephen Brogan?
Wow, wow. Steve Brogan, known for his speed and quickness, too.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Guys, you guys can't see this because we've got the replay monitors up in the booth, but we're going to play that interception one more time for
right,
our
here we go.
10,000
Come on, baby.
viewers.
Watch Stephen Brogan.
Yeah.
Watch 63 get in his zone under those routes and just read it perfectly.
I don't think Lalonde saw him.
he did not. He couldn't have. He threw it right to him.
Yeah.
All
What a
right,
football
now,
game.
what I like to call the victory formation. Oh, baby. Oh, the Tigers.
What?
They can only
Oh,
stop the
win.
clock twice.
Wow.
Guys, what respect for Oak Harbor you got to have. I mean, you talk
Oh,
about
man.
our region, and you talk about, teams that are in the top 5 all in the state coming out of,
yeah.
This team
of
was a
this
real deal.
region, guys.
This has been as good a game
Yep.
as we've played in the playoffs for the last 4 or 5 years.
What an effort by
Wow.
Liberty Center. But Oak Harbor, you knew it.
Yep.
We watched film all week.
Yes.
We saw their players delivered. I mean, Michael Lalonde's the real deal, and you got to give it up. Tyler Thompson, big play receiver, but Liberty's defense was just better. Just better.
Jiggs called it, said we need 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Got it.
Oh, baby.
Check
That's
it.
right.
That's
You
why
know
they
what?
pay him with the big money.
Lalonde's had 2 interceptions all year. We've had 2 picks tonight. That's what this
Yeah,
defense
yeah.
keeps doing. Turn you over. They find a way. So impressive.
And Liberty Center on the playoff hunt, 4 sustained drives, 2 of 80, 1 of 55, and the field goal, that was probably 60 yards in itself.
Jiggs, you're right. Lalonde didn't see him. He did not see Stephen Brogan. Just a fantastic job. And I got to believe Eric Weimer is thrilled to death with that discipline in the hook zone. He got under those key routes. And I'll tell you, I think the play before, Spike, I might be wrong, but the pressure we put on him with Kellen Weimer, it got him a little discombobulated.
Yes,
And we
agreed.
hit him hard.
Yeah. Yep. He paid the price for that. You know, you can throw the ball, and you can have some great butt-breaking players. But when you're Liberty Center and you do one thing right, that's execute, you grind and pound.
Hey,
Oh,
no, I know, Spike, you can go on forever. I know you can.
yeah, go for it.
Hey, Ironton 21, Harvest Prep 7 late in the game. Edison 42, Eastwood 21, Perkins 28, Napoleon 21, and PH still 35-7, all in the fourth quarter, guys.
Wow.
Another factor here, guys. We remember last year we were so banged up in this game. We had 3 or 4 big injuries that really hurt us down the stretch. So far, it doesn't look like we've had too many injuries. I think that's a big factor in this football game.
Well, that tournament trail last year really grinded on people.
Yep.
The Coldwater game, we lost Rents, and then the Twins. I mean, Colton and Trent were just
they're triplets.
Well, they're triplets, but Landon was fine.
Well, we've got the fourth triplet.
And those guys look alike. Landon didn't look like those guys.
All right, this might be the last snap of the game. The Tigers take that drop of the knee. And
one more snap, maybe.
Yeah, Liberty will have to
Nope,
snap.
that's it.
That's it. Oh, man.
No, that's right. The play
What a
clock
win.
never starts.
What a win.
Oh, Carver, you put up a heck of a battle. You're a terrific football team, but sorry to say, now you've got to give your name to the clerk. The Liberty Center Tigers found a way. They sustained drives. They ran the football. They ran power football. They were relentless. They didn't get away from the game plan, and in the end, the Tigers prevailed in a toughie. One for the ages. This was Kip Kern football at its finest.
I'll tell you got to give it to Liberty Center. The patience, the discipline, unwavered. They were just, Casey Moeller runs this ship as tight as can be, no panic, stuck to the game plan and executed. What an effort in the second half by Liberty Center to get this nail-biter and got it done. What a heck of an effort. I give that a lot of credit to the coaching staff because, you give up that touchdown on special teams, and that could rattle you. It didn't rattle us, man. We stayed right with it. Right with the game plan, Brian. And Liberty answered on another big drive, and then senior Stephen Brogan, who's been a stud all year long.
Back and forth. Back and forth. Just body blows.
Was that a Kent Dog play or what?
That might have been a Kent Dog play.
You want to
Kent Dog game.
You want to hear about the rabid Liberty Center fans, right? I'm getting text messages. Where are we playing? Are you going to be in?
On to the next one.
It will probably be Milan Edison.
They're the real deal.
Heavyweight. I mean, another heavyweight battle for Liberty with Milan Edison, but what a football game. I told you earlier, Keith Kern and I were talking, Spike. Keith goes, what do you think? I said, war, capital W, capital A, capital R.
It was.
And that's what that was. What a pleasure to watch our players stick to it. No panic. The 18 seniors really saw it through to the end, and a senior sealed it.
That was execution in its utmost degree. We had to move the football. We had to keep the football. We had to handle it, carry it. We had to own the line of scrimmage, and we did all those things on tonight. Very good offensive drives.
Keep in mind, that was third down. They got a kicker that can kick a 48-yarder. So if that's a positive play, another positive play, they're all of a sudden in field goal range. So if we didn't turn them over there or get a turnover or downs, they would have kicked that field goal. We'd been going overtime. So, man, what a turnover in the time that you absolutely clutch time for Stephen Brogan. And, sometimes when you are a linebacker and you get a ball thrown at you like that, and you're like, wait, is that coming right at me, right in my face?
I
that can be a hard catch sometimes.
Oh,
but, man, Stephen just secured that baby. And he wanted to try to take it to the house. Tell him, Steve, get out, Steve.
I will campaign in the morning in the locker room, and I'm going to get after Coach Moeller and the rest of them. Make Brogan a wideout. Forget about it.
Make him a number 63 wide receiver. That's great.
Hey, no, I just want to I'm going to say this over and over and over. Here's the sequence of events now, guys. Milan Edison game is coming to a close, so it will be Liberty and Milan Edison that will play next Friday night. We don't know, but I promise all of you, Sunday at noon when they release the site, if they release it, I will put in for doing the game. I will let you know. They do not have to let us know until Wednesday at noon is when all of the media requests need to come in. So I'll put in the request on Sunday. will know by Wednesday at noon. I can promise you we will do anything and everything to be able to bring the 10,000 people. Guys, 10,000
Hits.
Hits. That's
That
not
could've-
people.
That could have been 40,000.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to understand. That's 10,000 times our game was loaded. If you're sitting there with 2-3 of your buddies drinking a Diet Coke or Cherry Coke or something, you know, we're looking at 20+ thousand people. And I'll tell you, thank you for all the Oak Harbor people we can see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, we are a Liberty thing. Hopefully we weren't too obnoxious, one-sided. But what a game. Guys, this was probably the best high school football game I have personally seen.
Let me tell you something right now. You guys remember Al Davis and the Oakland Raiders. What was his
yeah.
saying? Just win, baby.
Just win,
Just
baby.
win, baby. And that's what that was. That was a just win, baby special. And Liberty Center gets to the regional final, the fourth consecutive regional
Here's
final.
my favorite breakdown.
Oh, man.
Hey, here's a good one. We got a live chat going. We just heard from a
The raising of the helmets. I'm sorry, Captain.
No, that's all right.
Go ahead.
We just heard from a guy that has no skin in either of these teams. Found us on YouTube and is like, what a phenomenal high school football game.
Yes, you know it.
And I do want to say hi to Cam Foster. He's online. He's in the Marine Corps guarding our embassy overseas, and he's watching this game. Cammy, you know, we got to minimize shout-outs during the tournaments, but thank you for your service, buddy, and appreciate it.
Yeah, Cam, you helped set this baby up, buddy. Your toughness, just one more block in the big wall.
There you go. All right, well, we're gathering some stats here, and we'll be back right after this. Our channel's good, you guys. You know, Brian, if you leave your headset on, here's what I'm going to suggest. Let's forego being one person and just call it a day. It's impossible. To me, it's impossible. They're all talking like you
Well, I like the offensive line.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. I think Nick Miller, maybe Nick Miller did some.
All-time great right there.
Yes, I agree with that.
By the way, another one's coming.
I think the play before the pick, we hit him, we rocked him, and I think he was He got it right in the ribs. Yes. And then he got in the pocket where he's not good. He is better on those half rolls or running. He's sitting there just trying to progress.
Hey, guys, compliments of the Oak Harbor staff, guys. All right, let's go.
Why you have hold on?
You got him, Will.
Well, I got
I'll give you.
Where's Bergie at?
Bergie's right here. He was writing stuff down. Hello, Berg. Right here, turn around.
All right.
Here we go. I got it. All right, we're back here from Kazmaier Stadium, the home of the Maumee Panthers. What a battle. Liberty Center takes down the Oak Harbor Rockets for the second year in a row. And guys, you know what? It was almost 1 year to the day last year's game.
And that was a dominant performance by Liberty Center. After the first quarter, Liberty dominated that one, but not tonight. I was telling the guys, Mark, Keith Kern and I talked before the game. He said, what do you think? I said, this is going to be an absolute war. And it was. They delivered. What a great game. Liberty Center victorious tonight. Here are the stats. Unofficial, of course, thanks to Bergie Barrett, our SID, along with Brady Chappa. First downs, Liberty Center with 22 first downs. That run game, that offensive line was absolutely fantastic. Big play, Oak Harbor, 13 first downs. Rush yards, Oak Harbor with 70. Liberty Center with 295 rush yards.
Yes.
295 rush yards.
About what they average.
Just a fantastic job. And I'm telling you, Brian, you saw it. They were running every white uniform they could at those powers. Oh, my goodness. Passing yards, Lalonde went for 149. We threw for 14. I kept saying, like I said several times, we got to throw it. Well, we did. We had one completion to Garber.
Man, it was nice.
That was a big one
too.
and a great route by Garber. What a great route. Penalties, Liberty put a cap on it. I believe that was at halftime. Casey says no more penalties. They didn't get hardly any. 5 for 45. That was huge. The second half, great job by Liberty Center and that coaching staff to lock the penalties down. And Oak Harbor had 4 for 35 and a couple big ones.
Yep.
2 turnovers. Oak Harbor with 2, couple interceptions. Fumbles lost none. Liberty had 1 fumble in the first half, did not lose it. Total yards, Oak Harbor with 219. 149 coming through the air. Liberty just shut them down in the run game. Liberty Center with 389 yards total in this game. 309 yards total.
Wow.
And that's decisive. Michael Lalonde, 9 for 18 for 149 yards throwing. He ran it 11 times for 53 yards. Liberty shut down their top bell cow, Carson Ridner. He ran for 17 yards on 5 attempts.
Wow.
Liberty Center's running backs tonight, just absolutely outstanding. Waylon Rentz, 26 attempts for 114 yards. Gary Cruz, 15 attempts for 103. And Thomas Muller, 13 attempts for 84 yards. That's all unofficial, but, man, that is balance and that is rugged. Liberty Center wins the statistical battle. They win the battle on the scoreboard. Man, that was one heck of a football game, Spike Whitman.
I'm still out of breath.
Oh, man. What a game. What a game. It was great. Brett Silvas comes up, 2000 grad, another great. Him and his brother Kurt, just great Liberty Center players.
That was Brett. I didn't recognize him
Brett
with
came
all
up,
the facial hair.
And you know why he has facial hair? He has no hair on the top of his head, so he's got to grow it in his face. We love Brett. He was a rugged, great player. Brett says that was Liberty Center football 25 years ago. Yes. By golly, it was. If Rex Lindgren was in the building, he's got a big smile. That offensive line tonight, Spike, talk about it. That was a remarkable performance.
You know, that is the way they're coached. This was exactly what you would expect from an offensive line that in their own right, on their own level, this offensive line executes as well as any unit in any organized football anywhere. Forget pro level, college level. I'm talking any level. The ability to execute and carry out your duty, your shot, your thing, and do it as well as this team did. We had 4 long drives that all resulted in scores, and that is maximizing your ability.
Brian, talk about the seniors plus Casey Muller and that staff, lowering the temperature, corporate football, get back to the drawing board, get in the boardroom, be patient, execution. That was masterclass tonight by this coaching staff and these seniors.
It was, man. You sit up here in the stands and you watch these games and you get a little impatient at times and you get down. We got down there and it's like, ooh, man.
That touchdown
that was
on the
easy.
kickoff. Woo, boy.
And then we're like, why aren't we passing? But this is what this coaching staff and these seniors do. They stick to the game plan.
Composure.
They know it more than we do. Up here in the stands, calling it. The seniors just continue to have big plays. I mean, look at the production that you saw tonight from that offensive line. The seniors on offensive line: Waylon Rentz, Cam Colley with a gigantic interception, Stephen Brogan obviously to finish the game off.
Yeah.
You just can't say enough when you are led by a group of seniors like I think they're the winningest in Liberty Center history, right?
Yes.
The senior class. So that is so huge.
The only
So
four losses
huge.
they've had were to the 4 state champions.
Wow.
I mean,
Incredible.
unbelievable.
Incredible performance. And those 2 interceptions, man, talk about taking points off the board. I mean, when Cammie intercepted that ball, I think that was a 3rd down play.
And they were
could have
inside-
got yards.
they
and
were inside our
were
20-yard
close.
line.
They were
And
close to
red
field goal
zone.
position. Same thing with Stephen Brogan. They get another 10 yards there. They're kicking a 45-yarder, and they're putting this thing in OT. So timely turnovers.
The 2 picks that we got, Spike, I mean, they were just backbreakers because Oak Harbor was going in for a score. But the thing I think I go back to, and when you study the film on Michael Lalonde, he is a fantastic, fabulous player of the year in his conference. But he's not a pocket passer. He loves to be on the run. He loves to be creative. He loves the half rolls. He loves to move. He was devastating.
Yep.
Completions down the field, a little on the move when he's got his feet going and getting in rhythm. You ask a guy like that at 5'10" to stand there in a pocket.
Oh, he had
and
guts, there's no doubt about
and
that.
I'm going to tell you flat out, the play before the pick, and Silvas even said it, Brett said it, we finally got a little heat. We finally got home on a blitz, or our defensive, Kellen Weimer.
Yes, went
He
high
got
in the
home.
air, yeah.
He didn't get him down, but then that second level put a whooping on him.
Yeah.
And I think he was reeling just a little bit
Yeah,
from that
yeah.
great recovery that our linebackers and Waylon Rentz. And then you put him in the pocket, and we're covering well.
Yep.
He's not finding anybody, and then he kind of panics and throws it to Stephen Brogan,
Yes.
and that's the ball game. I mean, that is the ball game.
And let's look at it. He threw for 150 yards.
Right.
Okay. Now, you think about that's all they had. They ran for 70, and most of that was the quarterback.
Yes.
They only got 70 yards. They could not establish a ground game.
Correct.
All they had was the pass. And for him to only come out with 150 yards, let's give our defense a lot of credit in the secondary because we played very, very well in the secondary. That one kid was so fast, you're not going to stop a kid like that every single play. But we played as well as we could.
We did, and I think you're right, Spike. You knew that they kind of had a couple of advantages out there, and they did. They had at least one advantage, but they had big drops.
Yeah.
Oak Harbor had a couple big drops in the first half. They had a couple big drops in the second half. That play down the field that Cammie was able to hammer the ball out.
Yep.
That was a big-time completion. And Cam Colley may have gotten beat on the route by a half step, but the route and the play is not over until the catch is complete.
Right.
Cam Colley is pounding at that ball
Oh, yeah.
and makes a
There's more
tremendous
than one
play.
way to skin a cat, buddy, and he
Tremendous
just
job.
did.
And again, guess what? Another senior.
Yes.
Leading rusher, senior. Is there a theme here? These guys have seen a lot of wins. That's what they do. This Liberty Center football team, these seniors are winners more than anything.
Remember Grady on what we think was a busted play, scrambled, rolled out,
Half
dove
inch.
down there
On fourth
around
down.
the 35-yard line,
Yeah.
and it was by a whisker that he got the first down. Now, that is making plays. That's a small thing, but he had the presence of mind to make something out of nothing. And that's why Liberty Center is so good. You give me the big, flashy passing game all the time. I like Army. I like Navy. They run the football, and then they pound the football.
Well, you like Dan
Liberty-
Campbell. You like Dan
Yes,
Campbell, the
I
Detroit
love
Lions.
Dan
Boy.
Campbell.
You
right,
want to get
guys.
into the KK Collision
Yeah, I
postgame?
do, because if I let you guys talk, you'll be here all night.
We'll
We'll be in
close
the
it. We'll
dark.
close it out,
close
man.
the bar down here. All right, well, we're going to go in the KK Collision post-game show here from Kazmaier Stadium, Liberty Center, with a victory 24-21 over the Oak Harbor Rockets. And, guys, I do want to thank all of the 10,300 people online with us tonight. That's loads, folks, and we appreciate that. So, guys, tonight the Kent Dog Awards I think is going to be a little bit different here, fellas. I don't even have a single name because, guys, I could name every name.
Yeah, this is a tough night.
Now
to
wait a
pick
minute.
single
How do
guy.
you know? I understand that.
You get a shirt and you get. No,
Wait,
you
hold
know
on.
what? You know who the tough dog is tonight? The birthday boy.
Well, I don't
Scott
know about
Perry.
that. I'm the last thing of toughness. But let me tell you this. We're talking about it, all of us, with you. And some of the fans are like, we can hear you talk about the award deliberation. I'm like, we are always talking
We're
about
always
the
talking
award
about it,
deliberation.
man.
Listen, let me go first, and we can all contribute. I think we've come to kind of a pre-conclusion. But
Yep.
listen, there are a lot of individuals, and we always like to talk about individuals a little because there's a lot of honorable mentions in a game like this. I really liked the way our tackles played specifically. I think we're going to have a unit award tonight, but I really loved Goose Giesge.
Yeah.
I thought he had a heck of a football game, and I love what I'm seeing out of that sophomore, Kellen Weimer. I am telling you, Nick Miller's been dead right. This kid has he has come in to be a star on this offensive line. If you don't look at those running backs and how hard they ran tonight, every yard mattered. I mean, this was pay dirt. They were hitting pay dirt all night long. Our defensive backs deserves big shout-outs. I mean, Cam Colley with a huge pick and a knocking of a ball free. It's extremely important, that part of the game. And quite frankly, if I could, and I won't, because I coached with them or coached most of them, this coaching staff did one hell of a job. I'm going to tell you, they came up, no panic, professional football, mature guys, leading their guys on the field with a big win. Hats off to this coaching staff, and not just tonight, the whole week in preparation. I love what you do in the week. You find these guys, you watch these guys, you watch how they practice. What a week of practice. You talked about it. It came to fruition tonight.
They were, the players were ready.
Yes.
They were ready to play Kip Kern football.
All right, Spike. Oh, so my winner tonight is the offensive line, Nick Miller, Brad Howe, and Todd Spangler. I think the offensive line, although we had great complementary football, that stood out. The entire offensive line tonight is my winner. They were fantastic, and so was Nick Miller.
Yeah, hands down, I have to go with you. I love
that pick. Did you agree with me?
You
don't want to agree.
No, and I don't like it a bit. I never liked agreeing with the captain either.
All right, Jiggo.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the offensive line was dominant all night. You highlighted the two tackles. We were running off tackle so much tonight on them jet sweeps.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Power
fullback out.
leads.
So, man, oh, man, it was so impressive. I feel like that is where the game was won, on the offensive line. Big drives, taking the air out of the football. We did not want to give Oak Harbor many possessions, and that's what those sustained drives do. So I agree with the offensive line.
Yeah.
Captain, you got any contribution to this one? Because I think we're unanimous out here. What do you got for your vote?
I'm going to do defensive back. No.
you better not do defensive back.
I tell you what, I obviously the offensive line, who I would be interested to see the total rushing yards against Oak Harbor all season, cumulative.
Yeah.
Compared it to tonight's rushing yards.
Yes.
Because I don't think anybody's run on Oak Harbor. No. Not at 12-0. You're not going to give up that many yards.
No.
So you talk about a clear decision here. Our offensive line was just dominant. Just dominant. So the big dogs, we got a whole kennel of big dogs tonight. Tough Like Kent Dog is our offensive line tonight, which, like I said, I bet you they more than doubled the season total of rushing against Oak Harbor tonight. So
yeah. All
right. Well, like I said, guys, stop texting me. I don't know what else to say to people. And, as soon as I know, which won't be till Wednesday, Milan Edison did win that game against Eastwood, so it will be Liberty Center, Milan Edison in the Region 18 finals. I don't know where.
Could be Clay.
Could be Clyde.
Clyde. Yeah.
Could be Clyde is what I think. But you know what? I thought it was going to be Perrysburg for this game. So what do I know? I will put it on social media. The games will go up as soon. I promise you. It's like people that know me text me. It's like, you don't trust me. I'm going to do everything I can to get this game on for the 10,000 plus people that logged onto our site tonight. Man. So I'm exhausted and I'm hungry, Spike. So let's go home.
All right. Hey, why don't you name your entire entourage up there?
Yeah, well, you know what? I do have to give a shout-out. Today was the first engineered broadcast, guys. I didn't touch a thing.
Whoa.
Nice.
Boom, boom, Cole Ballman. And Brady Chappa back here,
Yeah,
man.
that's
All of
right,
it,
Brady
100% of the broadcast. And I'll tell you, the OHSAA guy was over here really impressed at our students. Bergie, all over. I tried to get him on the mic tonight. I said, you got a lot of street cred now, boy. But
Diamond
yeah,
Dan, you got Diamond
Diamond
Dan.
Oh,
Danny.
yeah, Diamond Dan.
Backbone,
Yeah,
the
He
Diamond
is,
backbone.
Dan.
I would put his camera work up against anybody in the universe right now. He is just on it right now, guys. And I'll tell you what, it was great. I did not, other than the mic and monitor stuff, didn't touch a thing tonight. Brand new software, first time we used in football all year. Boom,
Great.
boom, and
Awesome.
Brady Chappa just tore it up.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's get out. Thanks for all the guys up there that put this together technically, because I am lost once I have to get beyond turning the ignition switch. But for Brian Babcock, Jiggs, Scott Dingbat Barrett.
Birthday boy.
I'm
Happy
sorry, I
birthday.
still have to get a dig into you.
Oh, man, that's a
boy.
heavy dig.
Happy
Right there.
And Spiker here, but what a great night of classic, rugged Liberty Center Tiger football. Kip Kern right now, he ain't rolling over. He's standing up and shouting, hit, Liberty, hit. Yes. So, with that, everybody, a scintillating come-from-behind 24-21 win for our Liberty Center Tigers. And with that, baby, you can count on one thing. It's good night and good Tiger sports.